Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Ooh. Probably the longest 10-minute countdown you guys have ever had.
Oh, Lord, I'm loud. Sorry about that, everyone. Jump scare.
Ooh. Already reading the chat. Players are excited. They've had their fill of a nice little theme of hold my hand music while we wait for the big stream. But for those that don't know what this stream's all about, we are here to showcase everything about the new Rise update and more. For those that don't know us, let us introduce ourselves. For me, I'm your community manager, Elebon, and joining me today is...
Hi, everyone. I'm CMRC. You already know.
Do we? No.
You better. I've been here forever. I hope you know who I am.
Oh, I see. Let me turn you down a little bit. Okay. So.
Yes.
What should we get into first? I believe we have a huge patch to go over with, so I think we should just dive right in.
Where do we even begin? If you were here last week and you happened to catch our brief little showcase where we lightly introduced a lot of our topics and we were joined by producer Mew Lin, you would know that there is so much unbelievable content coming to Mabinogi with the new Rise update coming this Thursday, November 13th. But as part of that, this is going to be a doozy. So if you're joining us now, if you're joining us later, if you're watching the VOD, strap in because this is going to be a bit of a long one. This is your formal warning right now.
I'm sure our volunteer moderators are going to put up a poll of how long the stream's going to last.
We have a absolute plethora of content updates to get through, a lot of update notes, a lot of everything, a couple events to go through, perhaps some other items afterwards towards the end. Absolutely.
Let's just dive right into it then, so we don't keep them waiting. Starting off, we will be talking about all the dungeon changes that'll be coming to this update.
Oh, loud.
So switching on over.
Are you guys ready for this?
So, starting us off, we've got our huge dungeon reorganization, where so before we start, we'll have to disclaim that we are still sifting through all this information. Unfortunately, we will not have the web posts ready for you to review, to comb over later today, but we will have these web posts released during maintenance on Thursday. So keep an eye out for these then. We just need a little extra more time to finish it and make sure it's all cleaned up for you.
If that gives you any indication about how hefty this patch is, we thank you for your understanding.
So, starting us off, we will dive right into the hard mode advanced Yalata dungeons, which we are changing the Albi, Sierra, and Rundle hard mode dungeons. Starting off, the entry system for these hard mode dungeons have been updated, where you are no longer needing any of the passes. When you stand on the altar, clicking the goddess statue will now prompt players to either deposit 1 gold or to drop an item if you prefer to go in entry that way. With this change, however, the hard mode normal versions of these 3 dungeons have been removed. Additionally, the cumulative 250 level requirement for this has also been removed. Additionally, the number of rooms for these dungeons have been reduced significantly. We'll even show you before and after on these on the post by Thursday. The expected average runtime for these dungeons after the update will be about 5 minutes approximately, give or take your power levels.
This is something we discussed last week where we mentioned that we would be, streamlining a lot of our dungeon processes to be much more efficient, quick, and bountiful. But we'll get into that also a little bit later. I'm getting ahead of myself already.
Players are asking what will happen to our passes. We will mention what will happen to those in just a bit. There's a lot to cover. But additionally, we have updated the participation reward timer, so it's been reduced from 30 seconds to 10 seconds. We've reduced the health and attack power on the boss and enemies in the boss room. We've reduced the attack power of the enemies, we've reduced the amount of gold dropped by the enemies, and upon reaching the end of the dungeon, players can now use a new item, Neartite, to enhance their treasure chests for better rewards. Please note that some items can only drop from a Neartite enhanced treasure chest. If you are running Albi hard mode advanced hard mode, Albi, however you guys like to phrase this dungeon, if you're using a yarn key, it cannot be enhanced with Neartite. So no trying to keep that running. Additionally, we have removed the refined reward system for these dungeons, so feel free to run with your friends. And that's just the dungeons.
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Let's dive into Tech Duinn. So, starting off, we have removed the weekly limit for entering Tech Duinn. So feel free to run this dungeon as many times as your heart desires. Additionally, we've also removed the additional entry passes and elite passes that you would normally use to enter. We've also removed the requirement of needing to complete the generations 22 and 23. We've combined the normal and hard difficulties into one, and the number of mechanics for all 4 missions have been reduced significantly. So it will now allow you to complete the average runtime for these dungeons to about 5 minutes, similar to the Yalata dungeons. The participation reward timer has also been reduced from 2 minutes to 10 seconds. And specific mission changes, such as Fethfida.
You are not going to say it like that. You are not going to do Fethfiata like that.
Fethfiata. All right.
I know you were fishing to rage bait.
You might as well just get the counter going on how many times I mispronounced something. So for this mission, the number of enemies spawn orbs have been reduced to 2. The mid-boss and zombie corridors have been removed. For Revived Illusion, the number of mechanics and rooms to complete this mission has been reduced to 3, and these mechanics and rooms have been chosen at random. For 7 Nightmares, the number of nightmares is now 2. It doesn't feel quite like 7 Nightmares, but the mission will still randomly spawn between any of the 7 nightmares, so
considering that the weekly limit has been removed, you can run it 7 times for 7 total nightmares.
Additionally, the requirement to completing each nightmare has also been reduced. For Abyssal Lord, the number of phases has been reduced to 1, and the number of enemies that spawn at once has also been reduced. Additionally, we have reduced the health and attack power of the bosses for all 4 missions. We've reduced the attack power and gold of an amount of gold, dropped by the enemies, and upon reaching, similar to the Yalata dungeons, upon reaching the end of the mission, you can now use the Neartite to enhance your treasure chest. Additionally, keep in mind that certain items can only drop from a Neartite enhanced treasure chest, and as with the Yalata dungeons, the refined reward system has been removed, so feel free to run with your friends. Whew.
Take a big breath, Elebon. I know you are speeding through this.
There's
a lot to cover, but I understand your urgency.
Would you like to take the next one?
Sure. Moving on to Avalon Purification. There has been a weekly limit of 10 runs per character added to Purification. The weekly reset will reset on Thursdays at 7 a.m. to align with other weekly reset content. Weekly rewards can be checked when speaking with the NPC Inez in Avalon or through the revamped dungeon guide, which we will get to a little bit later. I kind of teased that a little bit last week, but alas. If any member has reached their current reward limit, the party will be unable to enter the mission, and if any party member is currently unconscious, the party will be able to enter the mission. I think that kind of speaks for itself, but we felt the need to put it in, just in case.
We know some of you like to drag your weaker friends around so they don't interrupt the bosses.
Carrying friends is fine, but carrying bodies is another one. I digress. Moving on. The following rewards upon completing the mission have been added or had their drop rates improved, including the following items for Shining Metal Shard, Ancient Golden Crystal, etc., etc. And as with the previous content, the Refine reward system has been added. This is a bit of a swap around. So with the Refine system being added to Purification, it means that you will not be able to use Neartite when opening your rewards. So keep that in mind for the future. Scrolling on through, we've got some additional smaller changes to various contents. Let's move on to very small Shadow Mission section. In the Shadow Mission, defeat the Shadow Wizard. The amount of gold dropped by enemies has been reduced. No more money gang. I'm so sorry, everybody. No more Shadow Wizard money gang.
They can still... The economy's tough, boys. It's that inflation.
Inflation's hitting Aaron. Oh no. Before we get into economics, moving through to Apostle Raids, the gold reward for clearing the mission has been removed, and Crusader EXP awarded for clearing the mission has been increased. We also have some adjustments to Chronicle missions as we scroll on through, such as the number of Firbolg infantry and Firbolg archers appearing has been reduced. A little bit easier on that front. When selecting the one in the spotlight, a non-story mode mission, the number of statues required to destroy has been reduced significantly from 5 to 1, which will pick from randomly from the 5 existing previous statues. The last statue will still look as normal, so don't worry about that. Still familiar. Firbolg Wizards' movement speed has been reduced, so they're not quite as fast as they were before.
Those wizards were always annoying on that statue.
I know! I'm glad that we can make that adjustment too. Another really good one. The number of hits required to find a key on a statue has been reduced from 10 to 5, so we've halved that and hopefully halved the effort. Special Force Captain and Sarang. Attack power, health, defense, protection, magic defense, magic protection, and damage abilities have been lowered, but his hotness remains high as ever. I knew that would get you.
You really want him in next year's Husbandu poll, don't you?
I mean, but we did see a good contender last week, and I won't talk about that. I'll let that sit and simmer until gosh, 2026.
Not far. But I can jump in for the next part.
Sure.
For theater missions, that's right, theater missions. For the martial arts tournaments specifically, we have reduced the number of players that can be allowed into the mission from 6 to 4. And starting at round 2, all players in the party must have the same round pass to enter the mission. This should hopefully calm some fears about a few things, so enjoy running the MA tournament. Beat up those NPCs. For the FOMS dungeon, the monthly rewards and cumulative star rank rewards previously claimed through the dungeon guide can still be accessed and claimed through the same menu at the FOMS ruins. For Crom Bas, now we're starting to hit up the heavy hitters again.
Oh yes.
The entry method for Crom Bas has been updated to selecting 2 preset routes instead of powering up the Dark Erg inside. You'll now have Basic, which will power up to 50% Dark Erg, and Normal, which will get you up to 100% Dark Erg. With it, the journal achievement, Clear Crom Bas Irusan, has been removed, but the remaining 2 journal achievements for Crom Bas, have been updated to reflect the difficulty changes. With this, a weekly reward limit has been adjusted to a weekly entry limit. With this, it's now 10 runs per account per difficulty level, so a total of 20 runs. This limit will continue to reset on Thursdays at 7 a.m. The weekly rewards can be checked when speaking with Brielle before entering or through the revamped dungeon guide. Are you already...
Oh, it's a lot.
Oh, I thought you were getting annoyed at my...
My eyebrow, my eyebrow was itchy.
And if 20 entries or runs through Crom Bas wasn't enough, you can also purchase additional entry passes for normal mode through Brielle for gold or through various specialty shops around Erin. Here's a quick table of what the gold prices would look like.
Oh, but just you wait. There is a much, much, much more for Crom Bas?
For the missions itself, several mechanics to the dungeon have been changed, such as the magical circles will now only have one appear in a room. You can see here how much they will change. We've reduced the enemy health and attack for basic mode. We've increased the enemy health for normal mode when compared to about 50% erg. The pursuer now starts at 40%, and the number of rooms has been shortened for both modes. Additionally, the corridors have been removed as well. The time it takes for gathering information at the campfire has been reduced by a third, and the amount of information points received has quadrupled. We've also made some changes to the bosses themselves, such as Irusan will no longer have fun with Ice Spear. His mini-game Nightmare now has a 3-second wind-up, but he will be invisible during this time. Invincible, sorry. For normal
Invisible would be so scary.
Honestly, that would be pretty scary for Solwyn. Maybe a
New
Hellgate
difficulty mode. Think about it.
Be a fun Hellgate. For normal mode, the normal of hits required to break his Nightmare minigame will increase based on the number of the party size. So 40 times per number of players. 40 times times the number of players. He will no longer summon additional enemies during the Magic Cauldron on normal mode, and the interaction time at his altar has been reduced by half. The time to stop Glass, Ritual of Darkness,
It's so good every time.
has been increased to 2 minutes. The appearance of the Dark Shriekers has been reduced. And lastly, the number of Dark Shriekers needed to stun the completed or Giga Glass has been reduced.
Mm-hmm.
Someone goes redeem oxygen.
Elebon.
Would you like Crom Bas?
We just talked about Crom Bas, sir.
Oh,
I believe this section will be renamed to Bearna. But yes, I will do Bearna.
Absolutely. Apologies. We are still working on the patch notes. So if you see some bugs, no, you haven't.
If you can't tell from our dark circles under our eyes and our desire to yawn, everything's still a huge work in progress. So thank you for your patience. While we move into Scribble Out Crom Bas, Bearna, I'll take it from here. As we mentioned last week, the difficulty modes have been renamed a little bit, so normal will be now basic and hard will be normal. Additionally, the weekly reward limit has been adjusted to allow 3 runs per difficulty for a total of 6 runs. The limit will continue to reset on Thursdays at 7 a.m., very standard.
Mm-hmm.
Weekly rewards can be checked when accessing Bearna's portal through the revamped dungeon guide, and additional entry passes can be purchased from the Suspicious Merchant for gold or purchased through other various shops throughout Erin. Elebon was very kind and he provided an estimate, or an expectation rather, for what we can assume the gold prices will be per additional pass. Scrolling on down, the dungeon has also been modified to allow solo entry for basic difficulty. We talked about this a little bit last week, much to my surprise. Ace Merlin will now assist on the opposite timeline when playing solo. So for all of our solo militians willing to tackle Bearna, good luck. You got Merlin. Additionally, oh, sorry.
I mean, he holds his own.
I've got my own personal gripes, but I'll leave them out. I'll leave them out for now. For Bearna, several mechanics related to the dungeon have been changed, including the following. The health of enemies has been adjusted for their relative difficulty. Participation reward timer has been reduced ever so significantly from 180 seconds to 30 seconds. Lifeline health coefficient has been increased from 3 times to 10 times, so revivals during the content should be a little bit easier. I know that this was tricky for some militians who were tackling Bearna. You receive double the points towards correcting the paradox after defeating enemies, and some differences per mode. In basic mode, Paliok and... How do I want to do this? Paliok and Nok Oihir's health and damage has been adjusted. In basic mode, Nok Oihir will no longer use Ice Spear. Huge disclaimer, not only on the content, but on our pronunciation. I dare you to try to record it and say how it'll sound.
Oh, they're going to clip it immediately.
What do you mean Nok Oihir? Knock Oyer, you guys are crazy for that.
Knock, knock.
Stop that. Knock, knock. Grandma's here. I digress. Those are your changes for Bearna. Let's scroll on through. We are making good time. Ooh, 25 past the hour. We can do this.
This is just the patch notes, though.
I know. This is just... We're like halfway through the patch notes, maybe.
Not even half. Maybe a third. This is still a 25%.
I digress. Moving through. Talking about Brele. Very simple adjustment has been made. The health for all 3 bosses has been increased to accommodate the increase in strength of weapons from the rarity grade system. We'll talk a little bit later about the rarity grade system, but we lightly covered it last week. Got some confusion, so we'll clarify. Scrolling through as well, Apocalypse Raid Subject Theta. As previously mentioned in our earlier announcement, Apocalypse Raid Subject Theta has been removed. Related journal achievements have been removed as well as a result of this. F's in chat for Subject Theta.
There was a good meme I saw posted on Reddit, and it was just a picture of Subject Theta just frowning.
Oh, that makes me so sad. Any previously earned titles, enchants, and the Bag of Darkness will remain, so if you have just a few days if you want to acquire those. Players who have acquired the necessary amount of Subject Theta fragments can still combine them to redeem them for their appropriate rewards as well. Out of the sad and into the glad, I want to talk about something that I was very passionate about last week as well. The new Shineseeker dungeon, specifically Albi Shineseeker dungeon. I know that there was some speculation ahead of time between Albay and Albi. Hopefully, a lot of that was squashed last week and this week now with our presentation.
I mean, it's funny though, because as another Discord chat once mentioned, they actually renamed it to, they were thinking, cool, so we've got Albi, how about Yalbe, Elebe, Halbe, Yalbe, and Albe.
Oh my gosh. Boo! Kick him out of chat. All negative critical damage from Elebon's jokes and from the jokes of our Discord members aside, talking about the Shineseeker dungeon. This is a brand new content added to the world of Aaron following the update of New Rise. It will be added and available for characters with at least 1 Arcana at level 50. This new dungeon holds powerful but untradeable rewards designed to help Militians grow in power and strength. Entrance to this dungeon level is located at Albi Dungeon. I didn't even notice the extra note that you put there.
There was so much confusion on it's Albi, not Albay. Well, you know, as you could say, that path is so deep, you could even say it connects to another version of Albi from another world.
Whoa, that's a little bit too meta. We talked about some of the lore last week, but I'll spare you today. All logistics. You may be wondering, okay, how do I enter then? You will need Shineseeker orbs in order to enter the Shineseeker dungeons. You can receive 3 per day from the newest NPC Soraya, who is located near the Polnarbron in Dunbarton. New Militians will have to have at least 1 character with an Arcana talent and have completed Blanded's 3rd memoir before being able to receive the daily Shineseeker orbs. So it should be a walk in the park for some very valuable drops. Additional Shineseeker orbs can also be purchased through Soraya. Lastly, 3 new journal achievements have been added regarding the Shineseeker dungeon, and you bet I am going to get these as fast as I can because this is going to be my new favorite content to spam.
You're going to run that 1,000 times?
Oh yeah. Easy. For the Shineseeker loot, have you seen it?
When you wouldn't even have time to make, wouldn't even make time for us to run Hellgate together?
Maybe I just didn't want to run with you. You didn't have to make me say that out loud on stream. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. No salt aside. We also have a very hefty section to talk about Neartite. So you've heard us talking about the word. You may have heard a very light description of it last week. There's a lot to Neartite. Elebon, let me know.
I can take over if you need.
Whatever you want.
I'll join on this one.
Okay.
So, as Arcee had mentioned, there's a brand new item, Neartite, which has been added. You can get all your pirate puns out of the way. Neartite crystals will now allow a player to obtain more enticing rewards from the following dungeons, such as the hard mode advanced Yolata dungeons and the Tech Duinn missions. You will be given an option to use a Neartite upon opening a treasure chest at the end of the dungeon when you have Neartite in your inventory. Each character is automatically provided with 10 base Neartite each week. This limit is replenished on Thursdays at 7 a.m. server time. The unused base Neartite from the weekly allotment will be removed if not spent. Now note that you new militians will need to have at least one character with an Arcana talent or have completed Blandin's third memoir before they can receive their weekly Neartite. Note, though, that usage of the base Neartite is limited to 10 per week per account. So even though every character gets 10 Neartite, you can only use, or base Neartite, you can only use 10 of the base Neartite. That said, you can always purchase additional Neartite from the following shops and or NPCs, such as Seraria and the Theo shop.
We've been talking, yeah, exactly. Same brain.
Speaking of Seraria, a new NPC has been added to handle the purchase of additional Shineseeker orbs, Neartite, exchange of the old unrestricted passes and advanced hard mode passes, and more. She'll also keep track of how many times you've completed the Albi Shineseeker dungeon for those that lose count, like me. Speaking to Seraria and selecting the appropriate option will allow you to purchase additional Neartite or Shineseeker orb. The cost will increase with each one purchased with the daily reset of 7 a.m. Seraria will accept refined crystal shards. We'll explain more on what those are later. For Shineseeker orbs, which can be earned through equipment disassembly, which we'll describe later.
Oh, equipment disassembly. How I long for you.
Seraria will also have a shop for you to spend any hard-earned refined crystal shards on powerful rewards, such as protective level 6 special upgrade stones, exclusive enchant rewards, Celtic weapons with exquisite rarity, and more. Note that the following dungeon passes can be exchanged with Seraria for one Neartite crystal, which you can see here. Would you like to round out the final changes?
Sure. Oh, final changes with an asterisk.
What? There's two sets.
Talking about the revamped dungeon guide. The dungeon guide UI has been heavily revised, allowing for more in-depth information on most dungeons. You will now be able to favorite and warp to any of the dungeons listed within the guide. We can pop into game a little bit later and show you what that might look like, but we did show off a graphic of it last week, and it is stunning. Beautiful, beautiful. Everything is so clear. Dungeon vouchers, dungeon vouchers and guaranteed rewards have been retired and will no longer be given upon completion of dungeons. Any unspent vouchers and unclaimed rewards can still be spent and picked up through Avon in Dunbarton.
I swear, she's handling so much, Dunbarton's gonna burn to the ground the day she takes vacation.
She needs it. We'll actually talk about that a little bit later too. Anyway, any guide quests related to the dungeon guide have been removed as a result of this revamp. Detailed features of the dungeon guide can also be found within the revamped dungeon guide, which Elebon was so diligent in creating. Thank you, Elebon.
We had to get a new dungeon guide made, so...
About time.
So many web posts to make.
At this time, only the core dungeons will display with the recommended and minimum equipment level and item reward list, but in the future, this may change. We've also got some miscellaneous changes here towards the bottom of our currently drafted post. I'm going to quickly breeze through a couple of these, so please forgive me if I'm speeding. With advanced hard mode passes no longer used for accessing the dungeon, the following handicraft recipes have been removed from the handicraft list, including 4 more passes. Any pass selection boxes will replace unlimited dungeon passes with Neartite when exchanged with Seraria. The appearance of the reward chest at the end of all dungeons has been updated and is so beautiful. It's so stunning. I hope that we can show it off after we run a Shineseeker a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, where was I? The maximum party members have been adjusted for the following Ulad dungeons. So Ulad dungeons of multiple difficulties have been changed to a maximum of 4 members from previous 8. Veteran dungeons, the same. Hard mode advanced dungeons have no changes, so still 8. And Rabbi Phantasm or Abyss dungeons, still a maximum of 4. Perhaps last but not least, and a little bit heartbreaking, the Bearna Dungeon Support event will be ending this Thursday, so get what you can from it before it runs out.
It technically has. It's only runs on weekends.
Oh no!
But you know,
was going
it had
on
a good
for so
it had a good
long.
run for 2 years.
2 years? We had it up for 2 years?
Indeed, we did.
Team. Okay. I'm sure that there will be many more dungeon supports in the future. Don't be fooled. We have so much more to talk about too. Just because this is the end of our web post, we'll go into a couple more topics.
So before we dive into the weapon and equipment changes, should we show off Albi Shineseeker?
Sure.
Let me switch over to your
ready.
screen. No, you're not ready?
You put me on the spot. I'm scared.
But for those that are curious, we are getting the web post done. The text is all done. We just haven't gotten it prettied up yet, so we didn't want to showcase a rough version of it. But we are going to show the nice little demo of what Albi Shineseeker looks like and how it particularly runs. Let me know when you're ready, Arcee.
Oh my goodness, the pressure's on me. I'm scared. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure that I'm moving to Soraya so I can talk to her for my dialogue.
I'm checking some of the chat right now and make sure, we're making sure our Fashionogi is on point before we hop in. That's exactly what it is.
That was a little bit part of it, I won't lie. I was like, oh my god, wait, I can't show this yet. Okay, you can show my screen. I have Soraya's conversation up, her dialogue.
Oop, all right, let me switch over to you.
Have you heard? There are places deep in the lower strata of Albi Dungeon that can only be reached by offering up a Shineseeker orb on the altar. And there are some amazing treasures hidden within. I actually have a few of these orbs, enough to give you a few each day if you're interested. Oh, yes, I'm interested. Need game. Here you go, some Shineseeker orbs. Yada yada yada. Thank you, my queen. Good luck in your dungeon delving. So, you may already be familiar with where we are. This will be a catch-all for what you're already used to.
Players are also getting a sneak peek at a new Miscellaneous change.
Ooh.
But we'll talk about that later.
What is it? What do you mean?
The nice little...
Oh, wait, never mind, don't explain it.
But we are showing off the new dungeon guide here.
Very happy to show this off. So, I already have quite a few contents unlocked for my dungeon guide, including Bearna, but not Crom Bas. Don't ask me why.
You gotta do that storyline, man.
This is a visual representation of what our dungeon guide will look like and what you can kind of expect. So at the top of the dungeon guide, you'll see your total equipment level, which will be indicative of the equipment that you are currently wearing. You also have your Neartite count and some very specific details regarding that. So feel free to peruse around on Thursday. If you still have questions, let us know. Scrolling on down, you can see, the plethora of content in the main menu.
Someone did ask, can we change which dungeons are at the top, like a favorite? So you actually can. If you open up the Open Dungeons list, you'll have the entire list of dungeons, almost all, and you can actually select some of them to be at the top to be your favorite. Such as clicking that little star will now appear at the top.
This is so beautiful. All right. I'm getting ahead of myself. I believe my screen might get cut off a teensy bit due to my resolution. But down here at the bottom, there is a Albi Shineseeker dungeon section. This will take you straight to the altar. Claps, claps all around. So remember earlier how we talked about when talking to the statue. Don't look at my inventory. Don't look at these things. Don't look at my bees. Don't look at anything. Don't look at these, all right?
Look at the dolls.
You can look at my main inventory. That's fine. When looking at the dungeon entry, you're now given the option to enter with gold or with an item if you are at a standard dungeon. But because I am going to be going into a Shineseeker dungeon, instead I will have various orbs. So let's go ahead and use one. Team.
You've went so deep, you're now in a... It's almost like you're in a different world.
I'm so happy.
You better get going. You've got a timer running.
I
For
do
those
have a
that
timer.
don't know, right at the top right.
So let me explain a little bit. Let me explain without explaining. Beautiful. It'll make it so easy. I'm gonna take my long way. I'm playing very casually, hands off the keyboard. At this time, I do want to point out the significantly easy requirements for the Shineseeker dungeon. What do you mean it's too long? Hello? the one room too long?
I mean, for those that run the boss trials in
What do you mean?
in Sierra and Rundle, it's just like that. You have their one room to pick up the key, and then you go through a boss rush.
My rats, my skeletons. Oh, my key bindings are different from my everything at home. Oh lord. As we mentioned earlier briefly, we are on not finalized builds, so you may be seeing a lot of information on my screen. Please disregard. I can also probably turn that off. Oop. But point being, this will be a significantly easier dungeon than what you may be used to typically. Something else I very lightly want to show Outcase is something we haven't yet talked about.
But players are going to be excited for it.
There's something happening, or maybe rather not happening. And it's not GM powers. Don't say that.
No, it's the power of the Militian. You no longer have stun
This is something
when the damage is below a certain threshold.
that I'm very happy about. No interruptions, no nothing. Beautiful. Okay, Elebon, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Could you do me the favor of hiding me?
Absolutely. In the meantime...
I can't show you all my secrets, team. Please understand.
And of course... No. And of course, my own screen showed case stuff that you weren't supposed to see yet. I had stuff ready, and...
I'm sorry.
It's
Okay.
all good. Let me know when you're ready.
Let me change my specifications so that we're doing this a little bit more legitimately. Please understand, everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm at the end of my dungeon.
Switching back.
You can see all of the bloodshed in the background. And you can also see... What's this? Chat, will I get lucky today?
Zoom in. Let's see what do you think you're gonna get?
Am I fortunate?
Yes, these are the new chests that you'll see at every the end of every dungeon now.
As part of this too, this is also a really good way to show off the new interaction menu that we have. So mine is keybound to Control F. But we'll get into that also a little bit later too. As I open this.
Oh, it's already starting.
Oh!
Click it again. What do we got? Purple.
Ta-da! That's actually quite nice to showcase everything. There are new visual effects for the gear that is dropped based on the rarity and the grade of the item. So also, if you are like me and you often use Alt to view your equipment, this also gives you a visual guide based on the grade for those items on the ground. So an example of the loot was, you know, my rarity 4 or my rare, I think we've labeled it.
And if you're like me and you have to have your text at size 20, the drops will also scale with your text UI that you set in the options.
Old man.
Get off my crate. Get off my lawn.
So this has been a very quick, easy demonstration for the Shineseeker dungeons. You may be more or less fortunate than I was in my run, but I hope you share all of your potential drops and all of your dreams and aspirations for the Shineseeker dungeons. And also, run your content. Use your orbs.
The players are not believing that that is the style of drops. So you know what? Let me also run through it.
You want to?
I can also, let me just grab a few Shineseeker orbs. Give me a quick second.
Here, I'll run through another one quickly while you do that too, and I'll just get to the end drop. I do have 2 more orbs to go through anyway.
You are featured though, so just keep that in mind.
Me?
Give me a second.
You.
All right, I'll switch over to me.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, all right. I just need to...
We'll do this authentically. Also, I know that I'm probably triggering everybody by not using my pets or anything to navigate. This is giving me an option to read chat. Yeah. We won't take too long on a lot of this content. We will leave more details for later, but there is so much more nitty-gritty that we want to get to regarding the contents that we haven't yet discussed. So just regarding a lot of the systems that have changed and been upgraded, a lot of our overall overhauls, everything kind of far and in between. You get it. You get the vibe.
All right.
Also notice how much faster I'm going through this than Elebon is, and I did not set up my character at all. This is bonkers to me.
Well, I'm already at the end stage.
Show your screen.
All right, we'll swap over back to me.
Yeah.
So, all right, chat, what are we gonna get? Wait, let me zoom in. Hang on here.
You're so dapper.
Ooh. And...
Boo!
yeah, mine wasn't as lucky as yours.
Try me again. We'll try for 3.
All right.
3 for the... This is the last one. I feel like I need like a blessing of sorts.
All right, let's see what you got.
Okay, I'm opening it.
Ooh.
Also nothing. My first run was better. Well, them's the breaks. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not.
Yep.
This is a good depiction to show, you know, whether you are getting the highs or the lows, but that is also why you have 3 different Shineseeker orbs to go through. So, I hope you enjoy your LB Shineseeker dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Elebon, we've been leaking a lot of content here and there too. Let me go back and see if there's anything that we've currently gone through that we can show off in-game. Let me see. A lot of the dungeon content will kind of be a little bit tricky for Elebon and I to show off at this current time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll leave that as is.
But what we could show is some of the new weapon changes.
Ooh, that would be good. Do you happen to have them on hand?
Let me... I had them. Where were they? You know what?
Inventory management is our final boss during these dark hours too.
Let me move a few things around.
Did somebody in chat just say, please announce Magmel 2? Excuse me? Magmel 2? You guys are bonkers for that. Where are the BMEs? I'm saying! Where's my BME? You may be very fortunate in your drops, in which case I am very envious.
Checking real quick.
Dismantle the gear I got. I could. We could talk about some of those menus as well. The only issue is my inventories are abysmal right now, and I don't want to talk about it.
Just getting a quick change here. I suppose for now we can showcase
We have a couple systems that we can go through as well.
I'm like looking through my list here because we're doing this a little bit differently because we don't have patch notes on hand as much as we'd like.
Bear with us while we kind of do this live, quite literally. I know
we'll do it live.
Yeah, we make the joke a lot, but this time it's for real.
But you know what? We'll start things off with the weapon and equipment changes. So as you noticed on the microsite, we now have an equipment grade rarity system where equipment can now come in 5 different rarities. such as common, sturdy, fine, exquisite, and masterwork. So, to get an idea here,
you can kind of see a couple of the items that I've already had equipped in my gear menu, but Elebon will do a much better job at showcasing the variety than I currently am able to.
Yep, now that Cuckoo was able to give me a few
You guys want to see the bee bag? Here, I'll
things
keep it
real
open.
quick. Let me just get these all moved over. Okay. So switching over to my screen real quick. I lost OBS. Where are you?
Sure thing, King.
All right.
I'll get some items to disassemble while you do that.
Sure. So right here we've got, for example, the Ruination Staff, and it's 5 different. Hang on here. Let me get rid of my GM title just in case. We've got our 5 Ruination Staffs, all at different ranks, from common all the way to masterwork. As you can see, each one will have different bonus damages depending on the rank. Now, we have many items that have been given a rarity grade. Such weapons include the Bothell weapon series, the Celtic, Demolition, Divine, Frosted Borealis, Languirius, Massive Despair, Nightbringer, the
You put some twang on that one.
the Perseus Fergius, the Revenant, the Ruination, Saluna Blade, Soul Liberator. We've also got some for the special arrow types, and of course armors and we've got a ton that you'll just have to check out the web post when that gets live on Thursday. But of course, as you already saw, the dropped weapons will display a light from the weapons or from the weapon chests for depending on its rarity, and of course, as you might have noticed at the top here, the weapons will be given, or gear types will be given an equipment level based on the rarity grade. So, for example, a common Lord of Ruination staff will give you 170 towards your equipment level. The total equipment level can be displayed in your character display page, such as...
Just when you hit C, you should be able to see a lot of the information. Oh, you're pulling it up.
I had it somewhere. I had it somewhere. Oh yeah, it's an additional info. Total equipment level. Here we are, 84. That's only because I have the common conflict control bars and Languirius chaser gloves on me. But you kind of get the point. Of course, certain dungeons will have the minimum equipment level that is required to entering it. Recommended equipment levels will also be displayed in the dungeon guide, such as you can see here, certain recommendations. I also do not have Crom Bas unlocked. I am a terrible militian. For example, Bearna Basic, the recommended is 480, but you must have a minimum requirement of 230. Just to kind of give an example. And of course, you might have noticed 2 special weapons here in the top here. We've got new Nightbringer weapons. We have... Get out here. We have the new Nightbringer Raider. Yes, Raider. I couldn't remember what the name was for a second. And of course, I know that does look good. Cuckoo's is already oozing over the purple on that.
I know, aren't they beautiful though?
And we've also got the Nightbringer Savior. Healers and Axe Raiders rejoice.
A lot of these items will be quite lovely.
And of course, for those that prefer to craft them, 2 new items have been added to Gileok's shop at the Crom Bas entrance for the condensed strength fragments. We'll also, of course, post the weapons, their attack power, their stats, their crafting mats up on the web post when it goes live. Additionally, we've got some refining armors. Would you like to go on that? Do you happen to have any info on that, or should I take that as well?
The refining armors?
Such as the refined Cressida, the Hebena.
Ah, yes, I do. Chat, I will need you to bear with me while I verbally describe a lot of the stats for these sets, okay? I need you to put your listening ears on. For our armor updates, there will be new refined armor sets, including, as Elebon started to mention, the refined Chrysadia, the refined Hibona, refined Bohemian, and refined Langurius. Oh gosh, I'm so butchering that. These are the 4 sets that we did depict last week on our preview. You may have noticed that there may have been some localization blips, so I'm here to correct them. For the stats, listen up. I'm going to start with the Cressida set. Okay?
I think I might still
The refined Cressida set has the following stats. Critical damage plus 3%, alchemic damage plus 15%, flame burst damage plus 15%, and water cannon damage plus 15%. I do want to describe, as per our disclaimer, for all content not final and subject to change. It's possible some values may be changed or altered. However, I'm going to tell you like it is. Alright, so we've got Cressida set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listening ears on for the Hibona set. Hibona set will feature critical damage plus 3%, magical and elemental, such as fire, ice, lightning, mastery damage plus 5%, firebolt damage plus 15%, and ice bolt damage plus 15%. Tell me when, chat.
I say keep going.
Okay. The refined Bohemian set will feature the following stats. Critical damage plus 3%, maximum damage plus 15%, magnum shot base damage plus 15%, and attack damage after support shot plus 15%. I think you can also see a lot of these stats on our microsite.
I believe so too, so we can just run right through it then.
Very last but not least, the refined Langurius Chaser set will feature critical damage plus 3%, max damage plus 15%, attack speed plus 20%, and skill stamina consumption minus 10%. Now, I want to note that all of the above armor set pieces can be found in the following locations, such as Ulad Advanced Hard Mode Dungeon and Chests, and Albi Shineseeker Orb Dungeon and Chests. Yippee! Thank you also, everybody, for listening along.
Yep.
We have a couple more details that we will refine, so there may or may not be more information about this on Thursday. Please keep an eye out for it.
Absolutely. We also have some new changes to our existing refined armor, such as the refined Dust and Silver Knight armor, the refined Royal Knight armor, the refined Northern Lights, and the refined Majestic Knight. I should move this over so I can see what I'm talking about. For the Dust and Silver Knight armor set, we've added an absorption enhancement, which is the 10% chance to reduce incoming damage to 1. You can find those on the helm, fan braces, and greaves. For the refined Royal Knight armor set, we've added max damage boosts, which will increase your max damage up to 8. Plus 8, sorry, and critical damage boost, which is critical damage plus 3. You can find these on the Royal Knight armor, the gauntlets, and boots. For the refined Northern Light sets, we've added the healing enhancement and magic attack boost, which will increase your healing skill recovery by 20% and your magic attack by plus 15. You can find these on the armor, gauntlets, and greaves. And lastly, for the refined... Sorry. Apparently... Sorry about that. And for the Majestic Knight set, the gauntlets and boots will have the assault slash damage for plus 15. And of course, should we dive into the equipment disassembly?
Yes, we can. So, equipment disassembly is a system that we introduced last week, but let's talk about some more of the details regarding it. The ability to disassemble equipment has been added to the game. You can access Equipment Disassembly UI through the icon on your main inventory bar, or by right-clicking a piece of equipment that can be disassembled and selecting Equipment Disassembly. Only equipment that has been graded and has the #dungeon loot attribute tag can be disassembled. when disassembling, you will receive refined crystal fragments from the equipment that you are dismantling. The amount of refined crystal fragments received after disassembly will depend on the level and the rarity of the equipment, so it may vary. Refined crystal fragments can be spent for a plethora of various goods within Soraya's shop, and we will showcase that a little bit later too.
Absolutely. So, do you happen to have any weapons ready to disassemble?
Oh, I'm sure I have. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe I don't.
Well,
Let
I
me
do have a
some up.
few in case you don't.
If you do, go ahead and show.
All right. So in your main inventory, you can see the little disassembly icon here, or you can also right-click and select Equipment Disassembly. Of course, you need the Dungeon Loot tag, as you can see here in the item attributes. This one has it. We're just going to click here, which will pull up a new menu, and you can select which ones you'd like to disassemble. If there's any you want to be careful about, you can go ahead and lock it so it won't be, so you can't click it, or you can just quick select and select all the types of ranks you'd like to choose. Each type of equipment can vary. We'll give you various different refined crystal shards. For example, a Perseus here will only give you 5 versus a Celtic will only give you 4, and that was a sturdy. You can get up to 43 different crystals depending if you happen to disassemble such things such as the Nightbringer weapons at masterwork level. You'll have to play around and see how many points you'll get, but of course disassembling these, you'll basically break them down. Those weapons will no longer exist, and we now have refined crystal shards, which we can now spend at Soraya's shop. Are you happen to be at Soraya's shop?
Yeah, let me move to her.
All right, I will switch to you when you're ready.
I'm going to need to disassemble some equipment in order to spend, but I'll go ahead and showcase a lot of her items.
Let me know when you're ready. But for those who's all feeling ready to disassemble everything.
Clean your inventory is out for real. Here, you can go ahead and show my screen as well. I have Soraya's dialogue up.
Alrighty.
Sure. So we have, when speaking to Soraya, you have various options that you can discuss with her, such as purchasing the Shineseeker orb, purchasing Neartite, exchanging for Neartite, and Shineseeker clears, etc. But we're going to focus on the shop for now. So this is Soraya's big, beautiful shop.
As you have the shop menu pop up.
Don't mind it. There are quite a few items purchasable with her shards. So lots and lots and lots of various enchant scrolls that are available. Varying tiers as well of some Celtic weapons. And overall, some consumables at the top that I very lightly skipped over. But there's quite a lot to digest with her shop as well. So this will provide a pretty good start for all of our militians who are looking to exchange your items around. If you want a pretty good Celtic weapon, maybe you want to inherit something from your previous weapons or from the Celtic weapons. But we'll talk about inheritance also. Hopefully this paints a little bit of a picture for you when it comes to what you can expect with Soraya.
Should we dive into the equipment inheritance system?
Sure. This is going to be a bit of a doozy.
Absolutely. So have you ever happened to have an item that you just absolutely loved, a specific enchant, special upgrade, reforge, maybe the erg, or even holy fire or water? Well, now you can transfer it to a brand new weapon. As RC's pulling up the menu here, you can now have the ability to have equipment inherit another equipment's upgraded elements. Sorry here. You can access the equipment inheritance system via right-clicking the equipment and selecting it to be the source or target. Note that not all equipment is eligible for inheritance. Inheritance is only possible with weapons and armor of the same type, such as staves can only be inherited with other staves. But of course, that's there's a lot more nitpicking with that. The cost of inheritance is based on the type of equipment and options being inherited. So the more options you choose, the more it'll cost. The conditions for equipment that can be inherited are the equipment to be used as materials for the source do not need to have it a rarity grade, but the equipment being inherited, such as the target equipment, does. So no moving everything to your stick.
Yep.
The spirit weapons cannot be used as a source. Sorry, you can't break down your weapons like spirit weapons like that. But items with an appearance scroll or seal scroll applied will require these attributes to be removed before being inherited. Equipment that cannot be repaired or were provided through events cannot be selected as the target, and items that cannot be inherited will have the tag hashtag not eligible for inheritance in the attribute field. Do note that an equipment that is slotted in the source slot will be destroyed upon inheritance. Inherited equipment can no longer be traded, shared in the bank, burned by an enchanter, or transferred to Urg. So keep that in mind that once you've inherited it, it's super locked to your character.
Yes.
Options that can be inherited are the enchants, both prefix and suffix, the special upgrades, reforges, Urg, and holy fire or water. And that also include, when we refer to holy fire and water, we also mean the holy water of Murius as well.
Thank you, help panel, for carrying me a lot when learning about this system. It will cover a lot of the nuances, a lot of the specifics, a lot of everything. So I know my resolution's a little bit small, but hopefully this paints a picture for what you can expect with your equipment in the very near future.
If you'd like to showcase a gold cost on one of those, feel free.
Oh.
I think you've got a weapon. Oh, you've had this two of the same.
Yeah, it's just two of the same for visual purposes. However, if you were to apply various effects for, everything, you can kind of see here down at the bottom that my total is going up.
Mm-hmm.
So for my Celtic wand, not too much, about 340 for prefix, suffix, special upgrade, reforge, and Urg. This, of course, will scale based on the value and the significance of an item, so keep that in mind when inheriting. Apply to a soul whip? Oh, come on, please. I don't have the gold for that. What do you mean?
You think we got 20 million gold lying around?
Oh, gosh. That actually hurt my heart. You understand. You understand kind of what we're getting at.
Speaking of enchants, though, should we showcase? We do have a new item, the Enchant Ability Increase Scroll. For those that are curious what that might be, let me switch over to me real quick. And up here we have the Stat Increase Scroll. The Enchant Ability, or the Enchant Stat Increase Scroll, have been added. This unique item will increase a stat from an enchant by 1. So if you happen to have a low roll on the types of enchants that have a range for stats, this will increase that range by 1. Note that it cannot increase fixed stats, and it cannot increase a stat that is already at maximum value. I believe... Oh, I do have a Soul Liberator orb here. So as you can see here,
he's cracked.
We do have one here, the Forgotten, which I rolled a 19 out of 20. So enhancing it will change it from 19 to its max value of 20 plus 1. Easy done, easy go. For those that are curious where you can obtain this magical item, well, I'm standing in it, the Albi Shineseeker dungeon. So keep that in mind as you are running this new dungeon. Some of these brand new items can be found well, get to running.
I gotta say it like that.
Well, should we talk about the reforging tool changes?
Goodness me. Yes, we should. So just to very quickly summarize, talking about our inheritance system, our disassembly system, all of Elebon's systems, we can move now to reforging and reforging tool changes. This was something we lightly covered last week, but we'll talk about and take the time to discuss a little bit further now. As mentioned previously, reforging ranks have been removed. As such, reforging tools will now always grant 3 attribute lines. With this, the journeyman reforging tools have been removed. Any growth guide rewards have been updated to include this change as well. Basic reforging tools have also been removed from NPC shops. Any remaining reforging tools have been removed, with gold being returned through the mailbox, so look forward to your reimbursements. It's a very silly way to say that.
Yeah.
For some of this information too, we're going to be lightly treading. If anything gets changed before Thursday, you'll see it first on the patch notes. Alright, additionally, precise reforging tools have been removed from Avon's Dungeon Voucher Shop. She was doing so much, she needed a break. With all of the adjustments to reforging ranks, let's also talk about Hope Gems. So Hope Gems, Surging, Faint Surging, and Blossoming will be removed. All existing Hope Gems will be converted into Hope Essences. We'll talk about that a little bit later too. There will be a conversion rate for each of these tiers, but I want to make sure that we're finalizing that information properly, so look out for it on Thursday. Hope Essences will be exchangeable in the future with Stuart and Lasar for exquisite reforging tools following the New Rise update as well. And then Elebon.
I believe so. You might be curious about memory jewels. So memory jewels, let me see if I still have an item for that. Perfect. And
you remember memory jewels, right?
I don't know. I'm having a pretty bad memory, right? My memory's kind of fuzzy.
Geek says crunch.
Here we are. We've got a memory jewel here. We've got a precise reforging tool just to showcase. So when you open up the precise reforging tool here, you see a little memory jewel icon here. We'll add that in. Actually, we'll wait a second here. Let's add in... Here's my spirit dragon thing. All right, so we're going to do a quick reforge. So cool. We got a good reforge. It's actually a pretty good roll.
50k reforging tools, Elebon.
Of course, remember, this is just for showcasing, so we can showcase how these items work. Obviously, when we add this in, this will now allow us to click reforge once more. It will use the memory jewel, so keep this in mind. These are one-use items for every reforge you do. You click, and now I have the choice of either keeping what I have here or applying the new attributes. So if you see right here, it's still, hang on here. If we look here, I still have the 17, 18, 18, and I have the choice to just not use it, or to keep it as is, or apply the new attributes. So if you like a good roll, here's your chance to keep them. These items will be available in certain sales coming in the near future. So keep an eye out in our web shop. A little, I think a few weeks from now, a certain consumer holiday.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to bring that up today.
But, we have to do.
Anyway. Thank you for showcasing that. Your UI looked absolutely beautiful.
I believe we've also got some forbidden gummies players want to see here.
I've got some gummies.
You've got the gummies. I'll let you showcase them.
All right. For all of our militians who like crunchy crispies, we have 2 new items. The level 8 blue upgrade stone and the level 8 red upgrade stone. These are 2 new upgrade stones added to Mabinogi following New Rise. Here, I'll hover over them. We can take a look in Peer. The level 8 upgrade stones can be obtained as possible rewards from Brûlé reward distribution system. Soul Liberation weapons and Saluna blades have been updated to allow a level 8 special upgrade. A new attribute field has been added to the special upgrade stones item field to display its maximum step usage as well.
So keep in mind, if you really want to, you can use these level 8 blue upgrade stones to get your weapon to level 1, but I think you'd prefer to save them for the level 8.
It might be a bit of a decision if you were to do it that way.
I mean, it's your fantasy life.
Let's see, where was I? Players will no longer be penalized when failing an upgrade attempt to level 5.
Ooh.
Right, lovely.
Apparently Moobot's been telling us to go to the wrong microsite, so let me fix that real quick.
Moobot's been bullying us as if we haven't had enough struggles. I'm gonna keep going.
Absolutely.
All upgrade stones have been renamed thus to display the maximum level the upgrade stone can be used for. So, this is a long list. Again, bear with me while you listen. Red upgrade stone will be level 6 red upgrade stone. Blue upgrade stone, level 6 blue upgrade stone. Lucky red will be lucky red 5, lucky level 5 red upgrade. Lucky blue will also be lucky level 5 blue upgrade. So on and so forth. Just for consistency purposes, I will list them out. Protective red upgrade stone is now protective level 6 red upgrade stone. Protective blue upgrade stone is now protective level 6 blue upgrade stone. Uica red upgrade stone, level 7 red upgrade stone. Ledeca blue upgrade stone, level 7 blue upgrade stone. Almost done, I promise there's 2 more. Uica protective red upgrade stone, protective level 7 red upgrade stone. And the same for Ledeca with Ledeca protective blue upgrade stone to protective level 7 blue upgrade stone.
I just now realized you call it Ledeca? I thought it was Latica.
Ledeca Latica. Potato potato.
Patito?
There have been some quite lovely upgrade changes, so I'm hoping that our players are able to attain these Brele exclusive forbidden gummies just for you. They do look quite edible, in fairness. Like, I can't lie about that.
Oh. Moving on, let's talk about spirit weapons. You might be thinking, wait, what are we doing to the spirit weapons? Well,
hold on. Don't worry about it. Spirit weapons are...
Let me just switch over to mine. For starters, where's my spirit weapon at? For starters, in order to prevent spirit weapons from missing out on the ego points, the following adjustments have been made, such as bonus ego points will no longer be lost if the spirit's bond is not maxed at certain ranks. So you no longer have to worry about keeping your spirit weapon happy. I mean, it's still recommended, as you'll gain 30% more EXP at maximum bond. So still definitely keep them happy. Players who have missed out on these bonus ego points will have them added automatically. So your mistakes have been corrected. You're welcome.
I hate to say it like that.
Spirit's name, Call, you know, those wonderful quests that you get for ranking up your spirit weapon, they've been removed, and those rewards will be granted automatically. So you won't be having to go hunt down 50 dire wolves anymore. The amount of points earned at certain ranks, of course, have been increased through these changes, and the spirit weapons will now only lose half their bond upon level up. So, but you can still increase their bond through normal means, such as conversation, combat, bond increase potions, money. I'm kidding. But yeah, there's a few weapon changes spirit weapon changes. We hope that those help your spirit weapon progress a little bit more. And I believe that's everything through the weapons and armor changes.
That does indeed conclude weapon and armor. There is still more to cover with New Rise, but I want to do a very quick temperature check for everybody that's kind of watching along and, you know, listening. I know we've been at this for now an hour and 20 minutes or so. It's quite a lot of information to digest, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And to think we're just about halfway through.
So I do see a lot of questions in chat. For our militians that previously submitted Q&A questions following the last stream, we will be addressing some of those questions towards the end of today's patch notes. Towards the stream.
Once we're done getting through the rest of our patch notes, we what do you mean hiding important things behind your head? Once we get through the patch notes, we'll go over some of the questions and answers, or we'll provide the answers to some of the questions you might have provided us on Wednesday.
So some of our answers may answer some of the questions you're asking in chat, but if for any reason you are still a little bit wary or unsure of certain upcoming changes, please feel free to also ask away in Discord following the end of this stream, and we will try to do our best to take a look and see all of the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Woo lad. It is quite a lot.
Shall we dive into the tutorial changes?
Oh, brother. Do we have tutorial changes and early game improvements for you?
I just popped my knee. I'm getting old.
I feel like we have a better screen to like sit on too while we verbally go through a lot of these notes.
Oh, do you happen to have something ready?
Do I?
Or otherwise, in the meantime, we can discuss what is changing in the upcoming tutorial and early game. So, just to note with this message, with the goal to reduce the information presented when starting the game. So, you know, when you log into a brand new character for the first time, you have a billion owls swarming to grant you a bunch of quests. We're fixing that. So to assist the new militians arriving in Erin for the first time, we've made the following changes to the tutorial and early game. Such as, new militians will now no longer receive guide quests. Sorry. Just moving this over here. And I lost my spot. Guide quests for events until they've completed until they've acquired either an Arcana talent or completed Blanid's third memoir. An exception to this will be the Arcana Ascension event, which we will describe more about this later.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You did work a lot on that one.
It was really fun.
So keep an eye out when we describe this event later on. And there's a reason why we're doing that. Now that the following quests will no longer be accessible or available until they've obtained an Arcana or completed Blanid's third memoir, such as the daily shadow missions, daily gathering, paper airplane, Tracy's escape route, hurling rocks, sorry giants, a gilded opportunity, an encore for an empty theater.
You get the idea. You get the picture.
So there's a full list that we'll have for you on Thursday. Just keep an eye out for it. It's just mostly so you guys aren't being overwhelmed, and it'll allow you to relax.
It will reduce a significant amount of bloat for our new and returning players.
Additionally, another change we've made is the cumulative level requirement for the Yolata veteran dungeons has been pushed up from level 5,000 to 25,000. This will allow militians to get their feet wet with Arcana before they dive right into the veteran dungeons. We've also added a brand new beginner chat channel for all new and returning militians, because we know that if you've been gone for 10 years, well,
a lot has changed.
And you'll feel like a new player, but welcome back. Most militians that haven't been to Erin in over 3 months will be given access to this channel. Accounts that do not have any characters over cumulative level 10,000 will have access to the channel. When entering the channel for the very first time, you'll be given a channel title. And we won't get into that too much, but it's basically sort of to let other players know in that same channel when you've joined. Access to this channel is temporary, and it will be removed after spending 6 months real-time in Erin.
You want me to take over?
Absolutely, if you want to knock out the Grandmaster quests.
I sure do. Lazaro's got some changes. So Grandmaster quests have been adjusted and made easier. Lazaro's Grandmaster mission for 1 will now allow 2 players. The requirement of clearing an Avalon mission hard has been changed to allow any difficulty. No longer has to be specifically hard. The Grandmaster mission, Defeat a Red Dragon, has also been modified to be an instanced mission. You can access this instant mission by talking to Lazaro. The number of monsters needed to be defeated in quests has also been significantly reduced, as well as the items and times required to gather, craft, or use skills has been reduced. Lastly, the number of crafted items required has been reduced. Lazaro is giving us a break. There are so many new militions coming in lately that he's taking his time and he's getting a little bit smoother on us.
He's grown. The old man's grown soft.
Good. I need that. My red dragon. Do you know how hard that was for me? Anyway, enough about me and my woes.
That is fair, because when I was getting through Grandmaster Quest myself, I was trying to open up Nightshade lace boxes. Like, come on, give me a red dragon.
That's desperate. There's a couple more notes here that we want to cover as well. During Guide Lighting the Arcana's Flame, the flint gathering has been made easier. Kelpie has gathered these in advance and players are no longer required to go harvest them themselves. You can instead purchase them from Kelpie in order to progress in your quest line.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody remember when we first released Arcana for Elemental Knight and Harmonic Saint and the fury that came with that? I sure do. So this will make getting into Arcana significantly easier for users. Speaking of skills and everything along those lines,
I do have something for that. Give me 1 second, though.
Oh, should I not speak?
I just needed to...
You guys have pictures of that? Of the event? Oh, Lord.
Wait.
Those are dark times for us. We don't have to talk about those.
So, give me 1 quick second while I move somewhere else. I forgot their name.
There has been... Guys, don't look at my ducats. Don't look at them. Stop exploring my inventories. You guys are so nosy. Get out of here.
But how else are they gonna... Okay, Endolin, that's her name. I could not remember what her name was. Like, where am I moving? Who do I need to get some egg gatherings from? So.
Oh, I see. I see what you're getting at.
So, we'll switch back over to my screen real quick. Don't look at that. Where's my egg gathering? As you can see here, we've actually have a new search function. You can now check any unlearned, which I don't have any unlearned. That was a terrible one.
Okay, Mr. Big Brain.
Which ones I'm currently training, and which ones are still needing Dan training. So, for example, egg gathering, this one is rank D, and I need currently 30 points. So, let me empty that bag. Let me grab a quick egg because I forgot to do this.
A humble offering. Egg.
Please don't move, chicken. Thank you.
Wow, that is going to be the lifelong militia struggle.
I'm sorry, I forgot to collect one more.
You're just taking all his eggs.
There we go. So, AP training now has a chance to rank up. Or you can now fully train items. Egg gathering stream. You can now train everything, fully train, or train just standardized. Where are my notes? Where are my notes? There we are.
This is quite nice. I like this a lot.
It'll be helpful for those that have been eggs and just trying to get out of here, cuckoo. For those that are curious, AP training has been improved. As you can see here, its training is now available for all skills, including astrology. AP can now be used to train a skill to the next rank once the skill training has reached 30%. No longer needing 30% of that specific training category, just 30% in general.
There's something in this UI, though, that draws my attention.
The fully train button has been added, which I know you've been having an eye on. When using AP to fully train a skill's rank, the system will calculate the required AP needed for the necessary training requirements to reach that next rank. So rather than just doing partial training, cost for 1, it'll, like, let's say this was still at like 30%. It would be like 2 or 3 AP for having to do multiple training uses. So hopefully that helps up for those. Additionally, we've also made it so now skills will rank automatically upon reaching 100 points by default, so no need to automatically fully train a rank anymore, except for rank 3 if you or Dan 3 if you really want to. Skills that have not met the necessary training requirements, such as the Dan ranks, or if the player does not have sufficient AP, it won't rank automatically. Additionally, if you happen to derank a skill using a skill capsule, it won't re-rank automatically. But that's some of the beginner changes.
Honestly, I'm feeling like a beginner because a lot of those skill stat changes in particular are going to apply very heavily to me for the talents and the skills that I have not been giving enough attention to. I think New Rise is really paving the way for a lot of clearer systems, and for that I'm very thankful.
Players are asking about Dan ranks. Let me get you back to you on that. We will update the notes to whether you can or cannot. But good call out. Good call out on that.
While we're on the topic of... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. It's all yours.
While we're on the topic of improvements for new players and potentially returning players, we also have quite a lot of changes regarding the growth systems and various adjustments. So we lightly talked about this last week as well during our showcase, but I want to talk a little bit more strongly regarding the skill stat rebalances. So buckle up, okay? Stats that were distributed differently depending on the character's race will now be distributed evenly. This will occur upon logging in for the first time for each character after the update. Stats that are gained when leveling up are now uniform across all races.
You'll get a notice when you log in for the very first time with specifying that.
You'll see a little pop-up. All stats that were obtainable from life skills and talent bonuses have been shifted to combat skills and talent bonuses. This means the production bonus that was previously obtained from stats will now be applied at its maximum value. The change will apply to Stellar Handicraft, Carpentry, Handicraft, Hillwin Engineering, Magic Craft, Refining, Weaving, Fin Crafting, and Avon Sheep Shearing. There's so much more. Stats gained for leveling Arcanas has also been slightly adjusted. Stats gained from Grandmaster talent bonuses are now the same regardless of your race. Shine of Iwika stat gains are now the same regardless of race as well. Stats gained for rebirthing to or leveling up as a specific active talent, such as Fighter or Tailor, have been adjusted. Age-related stat gains have been removed, so no matter the age, we are all uniform. And last but not least, regarding skill stat rebalances, AP gained from aging has been modified to just a straight, flat 5 AP per week. There are a couple other systems too that we will talk about regarding growth systems. So,
someone did ask a few questions. For starters, when we mean Avon sheep shearing, we mean the action of a... You know how you've always had terrible luck shearing the Avon sheep? Yeah, we've... Surprisingly enough, the skill points help raise the success rate of that a little bit.
Oh, I hope that wasn't audible. My nose has been like driving me bonkers.
We've also been going for an hour and a half too.
I know. You water? You good? I hope.
Don't summon cuckoo.
Suffer. Okay.
Speaking of that, you feel free to keep going. I need to disable something on
Sure thing.
Twitch.
All right, chat. Next, we're going to talk about the potential system removal. The potential system has been removed. Some stats that could be obtained via potential will be added now to combat talent bonuses. The Soulstream inventory has been moved to the growth guide quests. A new growth guide. Why can't I say this word? A new growth guide quest has been added to the reward. Added to reward the character the Soul Stream inventory. We lightly talked about it last week also, but regarding Celtic and Divine Signets, they are being removed. Stats will instead automatically be included within the items as if they were rank 10, so no need to fuss with Celtic and Signets, Celtic and Divine Signets. This was a system that I remember when we introduced, I was quite enthusiastic about it, but I understood that it was a little bit more complicated. So for our militians that didn't feel the need to meticulously worry about it too much, this is for you. Let's move on through to another system. We have the Renown system renewal. So we lightly talked about this earlier. Yeah, this one's a big boy. The Renown system has been removed. Some of the stats that could be increased through Renown have instead been added to combat talent bonuses.
Everything's just getting moved to that talent bonus.
Well, I mean, it makes sense too. It's a lot more uniformed and streamlined. Higher valued Renown seals can be refunded by talking to Avon in Dunbarton. You could have guessed it would be Avon. The Growth Guide quest, Increase Your Life/Music Renown, has also been changed to perform music and will now have objectives related to playing music instead. Renown reward in Edern's reward chest from Waves Amidst the Calm questline has been updated instead to be a mysterious crystal. Milky Way instruments that were previously awarded through Renown achievements can now be crafted instead. So the following will be for handicrafting: Milky Way xylophone, flute, and mandolin; for woodworking, the violin; and for engineering, the drum and Physis tuba. While we're on the topic of music, the arpeggio concerts effect of resetting the daily music Renown training has been removed. Lots and lots and lots of, changes and adjustments. Oh, trust me, there's still more. The Renown requirements for the following techniques has also been removed. So no longer will Vital Surge, Exploit Weakness, and Elemental Attunement require Renown. This is bonkers to me. I think we can also move on to some more details as well regarding Elebon Knights.
Absolutely. I can take over if you need a quick break.
I'm good. I'll just finish it off.
Sounds good.
Elebon Knights Baltane Special Unit will have some adjustments. So stats will no longer automatically be awarded for raising the level of your squires. Stats that could be obtained have been instead added to combat talent bonuses. Squire training missions will also no longer reward gold, but will instead provide Baltane seals. So a nice little trade-off. And then, there's a couple more, perhaps more details that we may want to check in before Thursday.
Absolutely.
So I will leave that there for now, but please look forward to the full release of the notes on Thursday. Oh, but you think we're done. We're not done. Sorely mistaken.
We forgot about the Chainblade skill unlock. So for those that are curious, we've improved Chainblade skills for their unlock abilities, such as Raging Spike, the quest Raging Spike, break through the enemy line. We've adjusted the following objective, where you have to use Anchor Rush 5 times when stunned, to just being use Anchor Rush 5 times. It does help considering we removed the hit stun, which we have already seen. So it might be a little hard for a little bit of a stunning to use that skill. Brackham's Explosion, the quest Brackham Explosion, Proof of Loyalty. We've removed the following objectives, which is making the Squire's likability go up to 5, activating Brackham's Boost 10 times and at least in a party, and defeating 10 Baltane mission enemies during Brackham Boost activation's effect. The skill for Brackham's Explosion has also been updated, and we've doubled the rate of obtaining Brackham's Potentials pages of 1 through 4.
He means Bakram. Bakram Explosion. It's just Elebon things.
What was I saying?
Don't worry about it.
Ah, bah. Bah, humbug.
It doesn't matter. You're good.
Shall we move into some cash shop improvements?
Sure.
So I know that a lot of players have been eager, and I think Cuckoo could hand me a special second edition box here. Do I have... Let me double check and make sure I've got what I need.
There will be quite a few adjustments and additions to the cash shop, which we will showcase hopefully by the end of this segment as well. But to get into the nitty-gritty and the details, let's dive into it.
Absolutely. If you want to go ahead and teleport over to a certain character.
Me?
Yeah, we'll have you show it off.
On to me?
But for those curious, we will be adding the following to the cash shop, such as new Militian packages. We have heard your feedback, so we've come up with a second edition of the Rainbow Name Chat Color Change Selection Box featuring over 40 different colors. And we now have the Memory of a Story selection box permanent in the cash shop for you. I
know that there are many Militians who unfortunately did not want to go through the storylines, so instead you'll be able to use the Memory of a Story selection box to skip everything permanently.
Okay. So for those curious, real quick, we have all these new colors for you. Oop, come on here.
These are quite a nice array of available colors for Militians, and so should you purchase any of these new items, such as the new Rainbow Name Chat Color Selection Box, this new and improved version, please let us know how you like them, if there are, you know, your favorite colors included, everything in between. I know that this is something that we've gotten a little bit of feedback regarding, and so I'm happy that we could introduce this.
Now, some players are asking, yes, they are still 30 days, so they are temporary, but we hope these new variety of colors will brighten your name. On the flip side, we've also removed a few items from the cash shop, such as the Perfect Skill Reset Capsule, Fire Erg Crystals, Repair Protection Potion, Combat Support Packages, the Rainbow Name Chat Color Change Box First Edition, and the Renewed Welcome Militian Packages. And you might be wondering, well, I still want to buy some of those. Well, now you still can.
Now's your chance.
And to show you where, let's introduce... Where are you?
Me?
Yep, switching over to you.
Oh, I'm there.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Me. Oh, sorry, it's kind of dim on my screen a little bit.
You've still got the moonstone there.
I don't want to talk about it, okay? That's not what we're here to talk about on the stream. We want to introduce our brand new NPC, Britty. I believe is short for Bridget. Britty will be located in Port Cobb next to the marketplace area. This youngster in particular is absolutely itching to sell you more valuable items than they once were or still are home to the cash shop. So please check out her wares for previous cash shop items now sold for gold. Her petite stature, sparkling eyes, rosy sun-kissed cheeks. Oh, she knows me. Oh, lovely weather we have today. She's making small talk.
Definitely get to know her more. She provides a lot of fun context about what she wants to do when you buy stuff from her item or from her shops.
So there's quite a few different items that you can now purchase from Britty for various values of gold. I know I'm very lightly skimming through, but you've got the plethora of age potions, should you want to change your age. A couple of whistles for our Militians who may want extra whistles.
I know some of you are complaining about the price, and it's like, oh, if you don't like the price of some of these age potions, go find Tiro in the dungeon. So he'll sell you, man. So you're paying for convenience here.
I knew you wanted to scold them.
I did, because some of them were...
So this will be a very nice alternative now to some cash shop items. I'm hoping that this will also you know, kind of round out desires that players may want. Let's see, did I see a tin potion in here? I did.
Players are eyeing that as well.
That's crazy. So it does go to show that when viewing Brody's shop, there are some purchase requirements. However, the shop will reset on Thursdays during the normal 7 a.m. reset time for weekly content. So there will always be time to purchase more. For some items, they are also solid, just purchase limits, such as the whistles.
Mm-hmm.
We do encourage you to take a look and see if anything catches your eye, but if not, no problem. All right, we've got a couple other things that we want to knock out very quickly. We actually are getting to the end of this, so
yes,
we're almost there. We have, last but not least, some of our fantasy life changes. So we'll take some time to talk about that. Starting right off big and strong, we have the hit stun and knockback changes. I lightly showed this off earlier in the Shineseeker dungeon, but Militians will no longer be stunned or knocked back when taking damage below a threshold of the character's maximum HP. When Mana Shield is activated, threshold then changes to the maximum mana. Some skills may still initiate stun/knockback regardless of damage done to the player, so be warned, it isn't a 100% catch-all. I believe, don't quote me on this 100%, these changes may not take effect in PvP or during roleplay missions, but I will double check that information before Thursday.
I'm pretty sure they won't take effect in PvP. Can you imagine the players just...
not getting stunned or knocked back at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it might be a little bit bonkers.
You might as well just be doing a little slap fist fight.
Moving on, we also have some improvements to the Arcana system. So we described this last week as well. You can now swap your Arcanas from virtually just about anywhere via your character menu. The cost now has also been reduced by 1/10 of the price to be only 10 AP instead of the previous 100 AP. So here is my big long list of my Arcanas. Oh, I'm so diligent. Wow, RC, you trained all your links.
What do you mean? That's my screenshot.
What do you mean? This is... Oh, my screen.
Sorry.
Show my screen. Get over here.
All right, I'll switch back to you.
I was like gloating myself up for nothing.
I'm sorry.
I was like, this guy. Wow, he's really just gonna like take that from me. Here is what the UI looks like. So this is when you click on your character menu. Down here, if you click on your Arcana talent, you'll pull up your separate menu, and you can still travel to the Arcana Association room, but you can also just change whenever you want.
Which,
it's as easy as that.
You know, moving to the Arcana room does have something special for you.
Yes, it does. There are, of course, some exceptions to this swap whenever you want. So be aware that it's not a 100% anytime, anywhere, but rather, I believe it's as long as you're not in any kind of like instanced content.
For those curious, we've also improved the Arcana quests, story quests. So the Arcana Association roster has a new quest progress tracker. So, oh, you're already over there. So feel free to, you'll see a nice little bulletin board in the Arcana room, and when speaking to Leor,
oh my.
Leor.
You're having a field day today.
I am. By completing, about promising candidates. By completing the Arcana Link quests, players will be given journal achievements, rebirth potions, and a transformation medal, allowing you to transform into your favorite Arcana NPC, such as Matthias.
King.
And of course, the further you progress with your Arcana talents, the more information will be included in this little UI section.
This is such a cute addition as well. I like that it's really putting me on blast for having not done any of my Arcana quests. Thank you, Leor, for that. As we also lightly discussed earlier, the new nearby interaction hotkey, I'm going to talk about that a little bit more too, just because it's becoming a little bit more present in the showcasing we're doing. So when nearby certain objects, obstacles, NPCs, nouns, you will be able to interact with them directly via a hotkey. So when you first log in, the shortcut hotkey, I believe, is automatically assigned to E. However, for anybody that has the hotkey E already assigned, it'll be reassigned to Control F by default. The assigned hotkey can be changed within the setting menu, so don't worry if you don't like Control F or E. The positions of some installations, therefore, have also been moved to allow for smoother use of interaction keys such as signposts around Avon, signposts next to the spinning wheel in Dunbarton, and next to Albie Dungeon Goddess's Altar. So if things are a little bit off in Dunbarton or in the altar for Albie, you now know why. Imagine if we didn't include that and like somebody's just like, something's up. Like, what changed?
Nothing changed. just gaslight them.
Elebon.
All right. We've already went over the skill menu changes. Additionally, other small changes we've made are now that arrows that were once locked to specific bows, such as the Perseus Voiceless arrows, can now be used with any bow, such as the Celtic Ancient bow if you'd like. Additionally, we now have made it so auction house slots can be expanded on with gold. Under the My Auctions, let me actually just open that up. Switch over to mine real quick. We'll go over here to My Auctions. Don't look at that stuff.
You didn't see it.
We'll click on List Item and get out of here, Abaca is writing. And here you have the chance to add more slots with gold at a rate of 1,000,000 gold for 30 days. You can also select Auto Renew, where it'll just simply pull it from your bank as well. And if you'd like, and if you're, prefer to just use VIP membership, we also have that information here on the right as well. So enjoy your extra 3 slots.
Oh, how I desperately needed that. What are you selling? I feel like I'm being nosy.
Just some common silk weaving glove, the Despicer scythe, and stuff like that. Nothing too exciting.
Nothing exciting. Boring.
In other news, we've updated the guild shop, where we've gone ahead and removed the Tech Duinn mission additional entry passes, simply because we're not, you don't need them anymore. The Journeyman reforging tools have also been removed, but in exchange, we have added ERG EXP fragments, 3,000 and 15,000 to the level 1 and level 2 shops. The following passes, of course, have also been increased from 1 to 3, but have been changed from per character to account wide. These would be the Crom Bas normal additional entry pass and Bearna normal additional entry pass. Additionally, we have updated the name from Arcana Link Stage to Arcana Link Level, because you all keep using Arcana Link Level.
Makes sense. Don't blame them for it. Hold on, wait, that was a tone, sir. You skipped over one small thing as well regarding the pet training quest difficulty reductions.
Good catch. Thank you.
The ruler of Sine mission, aka the lion fight, has been eased and is now easier to proceed through. There's a lot going on. I know a lot of these changes are kind of ad hoc and miscellaneous, but thank you for bearing with us through this podcast episode of New Rise. Oh man. And I think just about with that, with some small nuances that may or may not get added by Thursday, I think that's the majority bulk of our Arcana patch notes. That only took us 2 hours. And we have some events that we want to talk about as well.
But real quick, give me one quick second. I don't know why you guys are all on. Give me a quick second.
Oh my god, who is screaming at me for Arcana patch notes?
Let me switch over to you real quick. Sorry.
Sure. For our militians, mentioning Arcana patch notes, Arcana updates, Arcana everything. As mentioned last week during our showcase, please wait until December. Also, you guys can't be serious. After 2 hours worth of content, you want more? You want more on top of that? That's crazy. But in full seriousness, yes, please wait until December. We will have lots and lots of news. We have a pretty ballin' microsite also coming out regarding a lot of that information, so please look forward to it in the future. It'll come sicker than you, or faster than you know. Oh my gosh. Everybody in chat too about the greed. That's the kind of greed they talk about in, you know, in the book. The greed sickens me. You guys want more? That's crazy to me. We do have some varying bug fixes and known bugs to talk about, but we can save a lot of that for Thursday.
Which you might find one of them when we discuss events, but in the meantime, shall we discuss shall we go over the Q&A for them?
Sure, yeah, I think that would be a great idea.
Let me switch over to us real quick. And my thing's in the way. I just want to make sure we have the right... Perfect.
So last week when we opened up this Q&A form, I severely underestimated how many questions we would get.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, thank you for asking so many questions. Thank you for, you know, everything. Please enjoy my 5th grader PowerPoint presentation regarding some of the highly asked questions we received, some of the most popular, and some of the most like hard-hitting. What are you doing to my Google Slides, sir?
Sorry, I was trying to move OBS around. Sorry. Shall we dive right in?
Sure.
So starting off, we know that a lot of you have been asking about the Dungeon Pass and VIP system changes. So moving to it, let me go ahead and hide our camera so you can actually read these as well.
Question number 1. This was something that was very heavily asked. What will happen to the VIP dungeon passes and Friday VIP boxes once passes are removed? We lightly explained this a little bit earlier today, but in case you missed it or in case you needed more information, we mentioned this ever so lightly earlier this week, I believe, in our new items and end of sale notice. To put it plainly, the Unlimited Dungeon Pass item, which is a component of the Advanced Play box distributed on Friday with VIP, will now be changed to Rabbi Phantasm passes with the November New Rise update. So there will be quite a lot of use for them still.
Mm-hmm. Question 2. What about my unrestricted dungeon passes? What will happen to those if they... why am I... sorry, I thought I was echoing. What will happen to those if they're no longer needed? Well, good news. The unused, unrestricted dungeon passes can be, of course, exchanged with Serraria outside of Dunbarton for Neartite. Please look forward to your bonus items when using Neartite in your dungeons.
Elebon also mentioned this to me earlier, and he did say, technically they could still use the dungeon pass if they wanted to, but given the opportunity to instead exchange them with Serraria for Neartite, I think that it would be a little bit remiss if our players decided they wanted to keep using their unrestricted dungeon passes.
I mean, it would just mostly be used for regular dungeons, not hard mode, or and you can already buy those from the NPC near the Magic Stone. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that.
Can I exchange expired passes? I don't have a 100% answer off the top of my head.
No, you will not be able to.
Yeah, I'm believing that it's not possible and that this only goes for unexpired.
Yep. So moving on to equipment changes, grades, and inheritance.
This was something that was a huge question following last week's stream. Can you clarify more regarding the grading system? Yes, so last week when we talked about the grading system and we used the example of Celtic, Perseus, Demolition, Ruination, and Nightbringer, as well as Soul Liberator and Soluna, there were a couple questions with the visual asset that we provided. So to kind of lay the story straight and to get everything clear and out of the way, this will refer specifically to their equipment level and not to their power level. So the equipment level for Perseus and Demolition will be equal, for Ruination and Nightbringer will also be equal, and there will still be a flow to like the progression of weapons. So hopefully that clarifies a little bit. Each stat per weapon will still vary, of course, but now this is hopefully a little bit more of a concrete expectation for equipment level while you're gearing. Woo, lad.
I know we've got another major question. Question 4. Will the inheritance system also apply to armor and accessories? Inheritance will work with armor, main gear, but not with accessories. For that reason, the equipment inheritance will only work for an item of the same slot and same classification. So if you are trying to move from a heavy armor A to heavy armor B, it'll work, but if you try to do from heavy armor A to light armor A, it will not work. So keep that in mind.
Yes, very well put. Thank you, me from 30 minutes before the stream. Another question that we have is question 5. With the dungeon and content changes coming in New Rise, will the refined systems still apply to various contents and rewards? So we talked about this a little bit when going through our patch notes earlier today, but to sum it all up, the refined system has been removed from dungeons that use Neartite, as each player now receives various different rewards when consuming Neartite. So using the example from earlier when doing purification missions, since purification missions do not consume Neartite, they will still have refine. However, other way around, refine is no more. I saw some comments earlier in chat that said re-gone, and I was like, yeah, true. All right, we've got some more questions regarding reforging and erg changes. So hopefully our demonstrations earlier answered a couple of these, but for question 6, Elebon, how can we reforge? Oh,
nope, you go ahead.
How can we reforge tools or instruments that won't drop in dungeon content?
Well, good news. You can still reforge these items using precise and exquisite tools, reforging tools. While we removed the precise from Evan's dungeon voucher shop, you can still obtain these through all the other methods. And exquisite will still be available in its normal areas, so feel free to keep looking at those.
I feel like this was a bit more of a simple answer than I intended, but yeah. Alas.
Sometimes a simple answer is all we need. For question, what are we up, 7?
Yeah. We received a couple questions regarding erg EXP and whether or not it'll be harder or easier or how New Rise will handle this. So, with New Rise, there are so many new items and materials, so theoretically speaking, nothing should be harder. All in all, progressing erg theoretically should be easier given the total value of, I want to say like erg fodder, but perhaps that's, a little bit amiss.
I mean, we've also, as a reminder, we've added erg EXP crystals to the guild shop now, and if you're still the life skill types of person, we also have them at weapon part-time jobs.
Yes.
Weapon shops, yeah.
That as well. For these next few categories, we couldn't really necessarily combine them into any 1, 2, 3 questions, so kind of talking about these as a whole regarding theta and the content removal. We did receive a lot of inquiries regarding this, and it should be said that we will consider adding some unique rewards in the future to other contents. However, at this current point in time, we cannot reveal any information beyond that.
Yep.
So, do with that what you will.
And another topic I know that a lot of you have asked about.
Oh yes, when you mentioned our shift in monetization model, this was something that, of course, understandably is something that is a bit curious. So we received a lot of questions regarding gachapon equipment that does have stats or various titles, etc. It's a little bit difficult at this current moment to describe anything for our future plans, but what we can say is that there will be gacha exclusive armors added to in-game contents in the future, hopefully within Q1 of next year, so quarter one, first few months, assuming that development goes smoothly. But we will hopefully reveal more information in the future regarding this, so keep an eye out for our upcoming monetization changes.
Absolutely. Whew.
I know that this is a little bit difficult too because we want them now, we want all of these changes to be immediate. This does provide a lot of relief for me knowing that they are coming and that they are currently in the works. So thank you everybody as well for your patience and your interest and your curiosity in these topics.
And another lighter topic, Neartite.
We've talked a lot about Neartite. We're going to talk about a little bit more.
Such as, what will happen if I've used all of my base Neartite for the week, or just Neartite in general. You will no longer be given the option to use Neartite when opening a dungeon chest. You will only receive the basic reward from that point on, so spend it wisely. Keep in mind that you'll receive 10 base Neartite per week, and additional Neartite earned outside of the base Neartite can be earned, such as the Seal Shop and through Serraria. So use that as you will.
Yes. This, even though may seem like a more straightforward question, was something that was asked quite a lot. And so it is very nice to know that Neartite is such a hot commodity. Understandably so. We want those rewards too.
We did have a few quality of life questions as well. So,
during our showcase last week, we lightly talked about Echo Stone changes, right? For question number 9, can you discuss more about this? Short answer is no. The long answer is coming soon.
We mentioned it on for those, if you haven't already noticed, we did mention it more on our developer letter. So feel free to give that another read. We did update it with this information.
Coming soon, TM. Sooner than you know, but soon enough that Elebon and I can write about it and have time.
Give me a second. The disclaimer on the question 10.
Question number 10. Do you have any plans to make content easier to catch up for new or returning militians? Yes, always. In the future, we plan on having multiple events that will make obtaining Arcana and various equipment possible, thus making it easier for players to catch up to other, more geared militians. Moving forward, we are considering how to balance gains for players, how to fill in the gaps for information for players, and what you would need to catch up to an experienced veteran. So, to kind of break this down a little bit more for us, there's a lot that goes into it, right? We are familiar with a lot of our events that are tailored specifically towards catching players up, so potentially a master plan or something along the lines. Elebon actually lightly leaked one of the names for an upcoming event that I will talk about soon that also pertains to this. But when it comes to users and all of these absolute huge gains, oftentimes, they are losing fundamentals in between the way about, mechanics or systems that would otherwise benefit them. So in the future, the Mobby team plans on consolidating this and streamlining the process a little bit more smoothly in order to provide information for new and returning players who may be coming back from, long breaks where content has changed, or paving the way to make everything a little bit more easy. So, long story short, yes, we will always have lots of opportunities for our new and returning players, as well as some fat opportunities for our existing players too. So please look forward to all of these adjustments, changes, improvements in the future. I know that this was, based on the hundreds of questions that were asked, this was only a rough summary of some of the most top asked questions. This is also our first time admittedly doing a Q&A. And so I do want to take a lot of time to thank our players who submitted questions after watching our showcase last week, who, took the time to kind of process, okay, well, if we're making all of these adjustments, then what's going to change? So for all of our Militians who submitted inquiries and questions, thank you for doing so. You can always ask us questions on Discord, on Steam, on our forums, everywhere in between. But having a consolidated Q&A for this was really nice for us to collect everything. So thank you for providing us a lot of questions for us to sift through. And hopefully we do more things like this in the future.
Absolutely. Whew. So we're 2 hours in. I think we should probably start on some of the other stuff that we have saved for you.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot.
If you want to work on prepping your character for an event, I can talk about a different event in the meantime.
Yes, I do. Go for it.
So, give me 1 second. Let me switch to studio mode just to make sure that everything is ready for that. And it is not. Where is...
If you're not ready, I'm ready.
I just have the...
I've also got some
I just need to
hiccups.
find the right web post is all. There we go. And turn our cameras back on for that. Starting off, we have Master Plan New Rise. That's right, we are bringing back New Rise once more. Bigger and better than ever.
We're bringing back New Rise? We're bringing back Master Plan.
That's what I meant. I know what I meant.
It has been a long day.
2 hours in.
Oh, I'm fried.
Starting us off, you log in, you'll receive an event quest guide. And of course, for those that are brand new, you will not actually receive this quest guide until you've completed one Arcana character. Teasing about the next event, I didn't realize about that. If an account has not achieved an Arcana, it is recommended to progress to the Arcana Ascension event, which will allow you to progress through a new streamlined tutorial. But for those that don't have to worry about that, find Ephraim and Dunbarton. You'll receive a brand new seasonal event UI, which I have ready. But in the meantime, of course, as standard, you can only register one character per account, and you'll be given access to the following marquee events, such as Daily Gift with Lorna and Pan, Fergus's Forge with Fergus, and the Refined Armory with Nearus in December. All characters on your account, believe it or not, will be given access to the following marquee event, regardless if you sign up for Master Plan or not, Sasha's Rental Redux. And we'll go over all of these marquee events as we go along. Note that as you complete the quest reward, you'll receive some rewards. The main new one being the Master Plan New Rise support box, which will earn you a Spirit Memory Scroll, level 100, a Stardust Memory Scroll, rank 10, a Stardust Support Effect Scroll, level 5, and an Alban Knight's Condensed Divine Fruit. And lastly, a Briog infused potion, which will remove the weekly limit of the Briog for the duration of the event. For
the entire duration of the event, which does indeed start this Thursday. Thank you everybody for being very diligent, and will last all the way through, I believe, January 15th of next year.
Absolutely. Additionally, we have some hot day events. Just simply logging in, no registration needed. For the first month, log in to receive a whale selection box, which you can receive either a starback whale, grass whale, or whale.
Just whale. Whale. We've got a lot of options.
Oh, whale. Log in for the second month to receive a fairy selection box, which you can receive a green, red, blue, or just plain fairy dragon. Fairy dragon. I was working late on this last night. Do note that pets from these selection boxes cannot be traded, so no trying to put them into adoption medals.
Put your hands together for the next section of Master Plan.
We've got
free combination VIP.
Not sure if now's your chance to try Rabbi Phantasm with your Friday passes.
True.
As an added bonus, we will be adding VIP combination VIP for every Militian out there for the duration of the event. For Militians that currently have VIP, don't worry. We're basically, in a sense, adding 62 days to your VIP service.
Yep.
So
it'll still continue to count down. However, it should not affect the existing amount of VIP that you have prior to going into this Master Plan master event.
But, if you're receiving VIP for the first time, check out our web post when this gets posted on Thursday, because this still isn't done, believe it or not.
Oh my gosh, I have to update that post.
Yes.
No!
But now let's talk about the buffs.
Darn.
Each week, you'll get to choose. We've made it much more granular this time. You get to choose any 7 buffs you'd like for daily. And once you've set it, you don't have to change it again unless you want to. But you can only change buffs once per day, 7 a.m. server time. But during the weekends, all buffs will be active. And we're just going to scroll down all these wonderful buffs.
I'm going to spare our voices and we'll give you the opportunity to kind of read along for the provided buffs.
Yep, we've increased several of them.
This is one beefy master plan.
We've also included 2 new sets of buffs. So rather than putting these on the weekends, you can just now choose them.
Yep. If you decide you want Echo Stone improvements, it is totally an option now.
I'm reading the Discord chat right now, and someone's calling it... it's like, it's not flying high, guys.
Oh, but hold on to that thought.
But, if you decide not to register for Master Plan, don't worry, we still got buffs for you as well, such as 100% free repair rate.
Boom.
Free hero talent rebirth.
Boom.
Free pawn appearance changes. Extra inventory rental for all characters. Perseus weapon rentals. Outfit rentals. Refined armor rent.
My cart rider pet, you skipped over it.
Actually, wait a minute. I think I might have wrote that twice. No, never mind. Outfit rental, which you might have known I was wearing one of the outfits. I think RC was too.
Oh, I wasn't, but thank you for noticing.
And of course, yes, as RC said, a level 200 cart rider pet rental for the duration. Daily rebirth if you're under level 40,000. And cumulative or double cumulative level gain if you're under level 40,000.
These are crazy buffs. This master plan is so stacked. I fear for it, and I fear for you writing the web post for it, sir.
I still need to get the cameo redeems in as well, which I had to turn that off because we've been going for so long. It's like we don't need 8 redeems.
We'll use them. We'll go through them.
It might take us a few months, but we're going to have to turn that off for a month or 2. Now, Master Plan daily and achievement quests.
You knew these were coming.
Wait, daily? Not weekly? Daily. We now have it, so completing a Grandmaster mission once will now net you 3 Great Talent Seals selection boxes, and passing an advancement test twice will earn you 2 additional rewards, or 2 additional attempts daily. And if you'd like to be an achievement sort of Militian, we also have an achievement quest this time around, such as for Sasha's rental, rent the Master Plan inventory. Complete 3 Fergus's Forge challenge quests, which we'll describe more of this later. And refined army, you'll have to figure that out in December. Which we will be we will be rewarding you a special insulated coat box and a turtleneck selection box. Great for the winter season.
Ooh.
And we've got a few toys for the militians who can't wait for Santa. The toys Hylian wand box and the toy mining drill box. And of course, what's a master plan event without an event shop? There's not quite as many this time around because they're all spread around the marquee events, but we do have some special potions. No limit except for the special potion, which when you drink it, you'll understand why. But the rest are perfectly unlimited. Just keep in mind for the 3-day limitation. Or expiration.
Very interested in that. Check back in December for this one.
Did I... Oops, I wrote that twice. Trust me, we're getting this... This will all be fixed by Thursday.
Thank you for your notes along the way.
Yep. Starting off, we have a daily gift. You might have saw a nice little thing, so we're just going to switch back over to me real quick. So we'll just ignore this for now. Where's...
Your daily gift?
I lost OBS. Where are you? Oh. Apologies. Switching over here. So, just as a quick show, you might notice Cuckoo with one of the bug fixes that you've been begging for. On the bright side, back to the master plan UI, we have your play log here, ongoing benefits, and all the selected buffs. We currently have it set so all active buffs are running right now. And you can access the daily gift, Sasha's rental redux, and Fergus's forge. And for those who don't have the master plan, if you're trying to access Sasha's rental, you can now access this nice new UI menu, right? Okay, making sure I had that listed with right here. So let's start with the daily gift. Pretty simple. Oop. You'll talk to Eflim and get a daily gift scroll. Pretty simple. You'll earn some nice little rewards all throughout. I need to double check the reward list on this. But pretty standard. You do not have to wait 36 minutes in previous reruns of this. Just simply log in, get a free reward. And Cuckoo's already showing off the... which outfit is that? Sorry.
Wow. I also have the rental redux open on my screen as well.
Cuckoo decided to show off the insulated coat and turtleneck. So enjoy that beautiful outfit when you complete the rewards. Let's dive into Sasha's rental redux. As we mentioned last week, we are giving you the opportunity to rent from over 2,700 different articles of clothing.
Whoa, hold on with that number.
Did I say it wrong?
There will be over 2,700 outfits available, or articles of clothing available within Sasha's rental redux. So Elebon has the menu open for it currently.
You can see 43 different pages here.
I think the exact number is somewhere close to like
2,753?
Something so bonkers like that, yes.
But, as you can tell, I've decided to pick up the autumnal diligence suit and shoes. You'll also get daily dyes, which I don't think I picked. Did I? Yes, I did. You'll get the dye rental box to simply grab that real quick. And we can now choose which color we want. We'll just pick a nice little blue. Where'd my dye go? And I somehow chose white because I did not pay attention to the dye system.
Elebon.
Regardless, you can pick colors. And if you don't, for whatever reason, you don't like this outfit, change it as you will.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I need to get rid of my gloves here. Like, let's pick this one instead. Rent. Done.
It's very important to also note that
Where's
the
my
selected
outfit?
rental items that you've chosen will become yours when the event ends.
Don't look at me.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Where-
sneezing. I shouldn't see.
Where is... so the outfit will be delivered straight to your inventory, so keep that in mind.
Chat, he's getting flustered.
There it is. I was like, where's my outfit? Boom, done. And at the end of the event, you will get to keep one full set of outfits. So one set of shoes, one set of gloves, one hat, and one outfit. Keep this in mind. This is one per account. So even though you can dress up your character, all your characters during this event, only one can keep their uniform or their outfit. So enjoy these wonderful things. Yes, we do have these as well. So for those that enjoy the Illunid sets, we do have them as well. They're somewhere in here. I have way too many pages.
You are able to also search through with the search function to find a specific outfit if you're really pining for something particularly.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's just the outfit section, which, get out of here. I believe Cuckoo is showing something as well. And Mulin. Hi, Mulin. So,
Aww.
for everything else, just simply talk to Sasha. Excuse me, sorry. We're going on 2.5 hours here. For renting other weapons, such as weapon rental, you can choose between different combat systems, or different close combat, magic, the standard of those that you might remember. Close that. We've also got the armor rental, which is new, which you can rent armor relevant to the arcana you'd like, regarding the first 5 or 6, first 6 or 5 if you're an elf or giant, arcanas. For example, if I pick up Sacred Guardian, it'll give me a refined Dustin Silver Knight set, and for Sacred Guardian. Now note that as I progress through Fergus's event, my armor gets better. My rental armor. You will not be able to keep this armor, but it gets better. All right, let's get away from her for a second. Opening this back up, let's open Fergus's Forge, which opens up a new UI.
Excuse me.
And there we go. So for this one, you now have the option to choose between different weapons, including off-handed weapons. So get your orbs, spell books, shields, get your Perseus weapons that you've been wanting for quite some time. This is similar to the Fergus event a few months ago, but you now have to do different quests here. So right now I've got, for week 1, conquer a Yulata dungeon, conquer the Shadow Realm, defeat some monsters. Simply here, you'll just earn points in unlocking rewards. So for example, week 1, I have the opportunity to earn these rewards, and it'll keep going as we go along. And you'll see here that completing these objectives will also boost the weapon that you're forging. So in this case, it'll add upgrades, enchantments, and reforges to the Fergus's Tyrannus cylinder, water alchemy. So, just some nice thoughts here. The turtleneck outfit that you saw Cuckoo wearing, you'll be obtainable through this particular part of the master plan. Now you might be thinking, well, what about the armor forge? We'll get into that in December, so keep an eye out for that then. But how about we switch over to the other event?
Ooh, is it my turn?
It is your turn. Would you like to discuss? Let me double check here. And
I would love to discuss.
when you're ready, we will hop over to the Arcana Ascension event.
Fire it over.
It's all yours.
So coming with the New Rise update, we will also have the Arcana Ascension event, which is an event tailored specifically towards new players or players who are trying to get their feet off the ground. So effectively, we will be taking you from 0 to 100 or perhaps 20,000, if you catch my drift. New and returning militians, this one's for you. Our newest NPC, Remy, is here from the future to help you train rapidly, fast, and achieve your Arcana of your dreams. So let's get into some of the details. We have Remy, ever so cute and present before us. When logging in, you will receive the quest Arcana Ascension. You'll be able to visit Remy near Tyrcanael's town square and register your main character. You can, of course, path to her in varying ways, but be that as you may. Now here's the important part, alright? Listen up. When registering a main character with Remy that has not yet reached cumulative level 20,000, you will start at the very first step of the event. If during this part of step 1 that you exceed 20,000 levels, you will receive 1/5 of the EXP throughout the entire sequence, so keep it in mind. If you are registering with a main character that has reached level 20,000, you'll skip straight to step 2. There are a couple different ways to register. So Elebon, I believe very briefly earlier, showed off his quick menu, but we'll leave it at that. There is a brand new UI that you'll be able to reference, and seriously, huge props for all of the amazing UIs lately that are coming out. You're making such big improvements. But let's scroll on down to step 1 and talk about our starting foundation. So we talked a lot earlier about the beginning tutorials and various improvements. Long story short, Remy's step 1 will be effectively a highly condensed tutorial for all new and returning players under the level of 20,000 cumulative levels. You will receive varying rewards that'll help you along your way, like the various doll bags, the comprehensive recovery pots, the Battle Pegasus whistle, and Phoenix feathers. If you are above 20k and you skip step 1, I believe you do still receive these rewards as well, so don't worry, nothing is missed. There are a couple nuances, but we'll wait and we'll get into it. So if Elebon scrolls down, we'll take a look at what the UI looks like in-game.
Absolutely.
Stunning. Represented by Leor. Step 2 is when we get into a lot more of the nitty-gritty. So we're not going through tutorials like how to eat a potion, how to do a dungeon, you know, we're not doing all of those basic tutorials, but instead we're going to start taking a look at the various existing Arcana talents. So with Remy, you'll be able to, if you've never experienced Arcana before, you'll be able to go into a dedicated room to try out different Arcana talents, and she'll get you totally set up with all of the skills and everything to kind of mess around and try things out. This is also a really great opportunity for anybody who has not yet completed their Arcana and their Arcana Link levels. So this one's for some of us out there who have not yet maxed all 6 existing Arcana talents. We can scroll on through. I do want to point out some important notes during this event that when you are training an Arcana with Remy, you will be asked to pick one Arcana to focus on. For existing militians who have maybe started working a little bit and dabbling into an Arcana, but didn't solidify, didn't stick with it, technically you can still pick it. However, TLDR, Remy will help us boost that Arcana all the way, so you don't really have to worry about it. I would recommend picking an Arcana that you've never leveled before. That way, this gives you an opportunity to skip straight to the end. So, once you've picked your Arcana, you will be able to progress to unlocking that Arcana. And of course, Arcana means Grandmaster missions, right? theoretically, yes, but with Remy's help, we can bypass that step. So Remy is very kind and sweet, and she will help Grandmaster our talents that we are required to have for whatever Arcana we've chosen. This is crazy. I had to go with Eolar. I had to go with our Sacred Guardian for these assets, so thank you, Queen, for being present. Step 3, very similar to Step 2, but it's a lot more of locking in and finalizing everything. So once you've chosen and you've locked in and you've picked the Arcana you want to pick, that's it. You will be working on progressing through the various link levels after being introduced to Leor. So a lot of this text we can skip through and we can just mention some of the high beats of it. Step 3 will be, you know, progressing through. There will be some small quests and some small tasks that you'll have to do via Remy. But after being introduced to Leor, our resident Arcana helper and a resident cutie, you'll learn more about your Arcana talent overall. When you are progressing, you will receive the following rewards, which you may be familiar with. You'll receive the Spectacular 6 Arcana boxes. So these are level 20, 40, 60, link level 2, 4, 6 respectively, and link levels 8 and 10. As well as a special potion that you can use throughout the duration of the Master Plan event up until January 15th, I think I said?
Yep.
So this is quite a lot. This is a great grandioso skip straight to the end of Arcana for whatever you choose. And we hope that with this, our new and returning Militians are able to hop into a lot more mid to end game content with a little bit more ease. So along the way, there will be some additional benefits added by Remy, like when you pick out an Arcana, she'll provide you with a pretty substantially beefy weapon, or like weapons and shields depending on the talent. And she'll teach you more about interacting with Sasha for rental equipment, etc. So everything's a little bit intertwined. But all of that being said, for anybody looking to maybe make a new character, a new Militian, this might be the chance. There's a lot going on for Master Plan and for the Arcana Ascension event, so I hope to see you in Erin progressing through your Arcana.
We are seeing a lot of questions about it, and we should probably address that. No, you cannot use the Arcana Ascension event for the upcoming Forbidden Alchemist or Arsenal Gunner talents.
Yes. So as noted before, it's only for the current existing 6 Arcana, Elemental Knight, Harmonic Saint, Explosive Vanguard, Sacred Guardian, Dark Diviner, and Alchemic Sharpshooter. So,
and if you already happen to have a character ranked with all 6 or 5, depending on your race, Arcanas at link level 10, it's highly not recommended to do this event on that character.
Mm-hmm.
We recommend using another character to progress through this event.
If you are happening to play through this as a Militian who already has all of the Arcanas and all of the links, you won't really receive anything beyond the initial rewards from step 1.
Mm-hmm.
So do with that as you will. But that just about summarizes Arcana Ascension. It is totally expediting the process and honestly is really fun. Remy's dialogue has been really enjoyable. Why'd you gasp?
No, I'm just like, I'm glad that players are, I'm just reading the reactions, really.
That scared me. Okay, good. Well,
I believe that covers both of our events that are upcoming. 2 beefy events. We should probably get into a few sales.
Yeah, we've got a couple coming up too.
So, for those curious, please take a look at what's coming next. with that, we have the... What was it called again? The Royal Primaria.
Oh, Elebon.
I had it in my head and then I just butchered it.
This will be the Royal Primaria Academy box coming this Thursday with the New Rise update. As you could tell from the promotional video displayed, there are so many sweet and cute outfits to pick from with this box. We don't currently have a web post yet to currently depict everything. However, we will by the time Thursday rolls around, so please look forward to that. We do have in-game previews, though, if we want to show those off instead.
I'm pretty sure Cuckoo and Mulin are already showcasing it, so let me double check. And of course, it's nighttime. You know what? Real quick.
I'm in the Arcana room.
Perfect. Let's just join RC in the Arcana room.
Wait, I'm not dressed yet. Oh, you can. It's fine. I'll figure it out.
Give me a second.
That video was so cute. It was really sweet. I loved everybody's leave the children alone.
You're on the wrong channel, RC.
Me? I'm here.
I don't have the items on me at the moment, but...
Isn't that so funny, though? Even us, not mismatching channel. I'm on channel 1! Get over here!
The rest of us are on channel 2. Fine.
What do you mean, RC behind you?
Alright, let's switch over to the... You know what? I'm just going to screenshot. Get out of the way. That way you can see RC Mulin, which she still has one of the event outfits on, and Cuckoo wearing the new outfits.
I never thought the day would come where I would see Cuckoo's shins. That's crazy. These outfits are so adorable. I'm also wearing one of the backpacks too.
Ooh.
Oh my god, the bunny charm on the side. Flip it to my perspective. Let me see.
For those asking, this gacha does not have any titles you're thinking of, or the titles you're thinking of.
There is such a fine attention to detail with these outfits too. I'm really looking forward to seeing them in Aaron. Of course, there is also another sale that will be debuting starting this Thursday.
Oh, let me switch it over so you can showcase your wonderful web post.
Oh, I was just gonna surprise them.
You know what? Do that too.
I was just gonna...
Pop them out.
Wait, my inventory's full. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I have to sacrifice someone's doll. Oh, I'm sorry, GM Nova Meteora and Mew.
A lot of players are asking for, we're gonna break their hearts.
No, stop it. Not like this.
Let me know when you're ready. And I'll switch to your... Oh!
We've got more! We've got some crew members! With the New Rise update, we will also be introducing the Dunbarton Dwellers doll bag box. So this will feature quite a few of our Dunbarton cast. Walter, Avon, Aria, and Stuart, as well as some additional furry friends joining us too. We will have some Super Summer Vacation doll bags joining with the sale as well.
Which we can showcase that web post real quick.
So I have the web post written out with all of the stats per doll bag, and we can take a look at those together very briefly. But look at how cute they are!
You can see that Evan's already gone on vacation. She's just gonna let Dunbarton burn.
She's clocked out.
Walter too.
Walter. This is an undeniably cute doll bag box. some of the members on our separate adjacent teams could not help but mention how stinking cute these items were. And so truly props. But let's talk about it. So we've got the main cast, the Dunbarton Dwellers, both compact and normal, you already know. Elebon, scroll down.
I'm sorry.
And all of their wonderful stats. Keep scrolling.
I'm scrolling. I'm letting them. I know that some of these are trying to quickly take screenshots, so it's like. Just...
You can take screenshots if you want. We also have some duo sets featuring, of course, Walter and Avon, and Stuart and Aria. We also have the Beachcomber Cat and Snorkeling Pup duos as well.
And if you prefer the singles.
If your inventory is a little bit short on room, we've got all of these single doll bags as well. These doll bags have quite large storage space too. Very impressed with the, I believe it was 13 by 13 for the main quad sets for the Dunbarton Dwellers and the super summer vacation sets. So really, really good utility for a lot of our Militians who may be coming back to the game. I also just generally love having various doll bags like running around because they are quite a nice accessory just on the fun end of everything. You could have already guessed it too, and I know that we have had quite a lengthy live stream, but both the Dunbarton Dwellers doll bags and the Royal Primaria Academy box will be today's giveaway rewards. I'm like trying to scratch my brain to see if there's anything that we possibly could have missed throughout these last 3 hours.
There are players asking. I don't know. I did slightly hint at a sale later this month, but we'll get into that then. But unless we have anything else we'd like to share with the Militians, I think we can start our giveaway at the very least.
I think that's a great idea.
So let me switch us back here.
I'm going to pull up Nightbot for all of our YouTube watchers as well.
And for our Twitch viewers, we have Moobot. What shall our giveaway command be?
I need a keyword, y'all.
While I'm trying to find giveaways.
I also need to remember how many items we're giving away each. Hold on.
Good question. I'm trying to remember now.
Alright. It's been such a long stream that it's a lot.
I say we just do hashtag New Rise.
Hashtag New Rise? That's cute.
No space. Yeah, no space. Just hashtag New Rise.
Alright. I've got it loaded up.
All lowercase.
Hashtag New Rise on YouTube and in Twitch. You only need to enter once to qualify for today's giveaway.
Yep.
Of course, for anybody that does win our giveaways, please DM us on your appropriate channels. So on Twitch, please DM the Mobinogi Twitch channel with your Mobi IGN, and we'll get that sent to you. And for my YouTube winners, YouTube's a little bit hard to verify for, so if I call your name, please send us a Discord DM, and I will be sure to write you down and account you as well. Oh, Lord. Elebon, there's been so much. I think this is our longest stream to date.
3 hours. Although, do we want to share anything special with the players?
Yeah! While we let the giveaway run, I have something really fun that we prepared. So, I want to make sure it's the same thing you're thinking of too, right, Elebon?
A little 6-letter word something they all took a few months ago? All right, let's send it off.
If you happened to be around May, we had a survey. This is our first survey in a very, very, very long time. And as part of that, we were very eager to collect so many responses and so much input from our players. So I am very happy to publicly be presenting a lot of that information. We won't bore you with all of the nuances for this post, and it will be released at a later time. But this was my really big thank you to our militians for taking that survey. Hopefully in the future we can conduct additional surveys to kind of get a better understanding on how to improve your experience overall. But for now, let's take a look at some of the high points of this survey, just while we let it ride. So this ended up being a really crazy survey in last May. We had 5,487 respondents, which is so crazy to me.
It is. I think we were expecting just half that, and you guys went out and above and beyond to give us your feedback for what we wanted to get some information on, so we knew how to better improve Mabinogi.
We had a couple different demographics for like where a lot of the form responses came in from, how they were collected. So really quick, 72% in the US, but we had global form submissions all over. So thank you to our global militians as well. We did notice as well that, you know, mostly these posts were, or not the posts, these responses were from like a web client or like a web announcement. But we did notice that we had some members who were responding via mobile device or via like an SMS message. So we wanted to take this opportunity to shout out our OWL SMS. Militians, you may be familiar already with our Aaron Gazette, our email system that kind of goes out to depict some of the information that goes out, some important updates for events, sales, updates. Redundant, but alas. There's always new information, but we also have SMS reminders for you too if you're a little bit forgetful. Like for today's live stream, there was a message that was sent out. So if you'd like to sign up, you can scan this QR code or you can text Aaron to the number provided on screen a little bit above, and that'll get you signed up to be part of our squad. Let's talk about really briefly some of the topics too. We don't have to nitpick everything about this, but a lot of the main topics were, of course, more diverse weapons, such as swords, scythes, staves, bows, etc. We talked a lot about equipment sets and a lot more diversity and range with these, so we're making a little bit more improvements now towards this with the release of New Rise. But in the future, I hope we can continue to do this as well. There was also a lot of love for existing pets and things along those lines too. And if you were here last week, you already know what's up. But I won't talk about that today so I don't get in trouble.
For me, I think it was more of that since then, we have added pets to Shamala's shop. For those that love the old pets like me, I got my golden retriever finally.
Oh, you are such a golden retriever, Elebon. Makes sense that you wanted one.
But let's dive into what our players wanted.
Fashion was a really huge part of this too. So straight up, the top 3 most voted for topics were weapon types, fashion sets, and pets. Some of the topics that didn't get a lot of love included titles, handheld items, and chairs, which is kind of crazy to me. I love collecting chairs.
I'm waiting for Discord to
do its thing.
Go on about chairmonger.
To digress, we don't have to get into any of that. But there were a lot of topics in between that were also voted for. So thank you for everybody providing your thoughts and opinions. Getting into gear sets, a whopping 3,701 players, highly anticipated types of gears per talent. So some of the top voted ones were magic, close combat, astrology, and various archery. I think this is pretty straightforward, but it's really nice to have the data behind it. So sick. I'm very happy with that. when we talked about preferred styles across all of these items that were voted for, this was what we ended up with. So please perceive this very cute infographic. When it came to pets, we liked ones that are fantasy styled. When it was, let's see, handheld items, we like really cute, adorable things like accessories. Kind of get the idea, right?
Yeah.
Just because these were the highest voted styles per category doesn't necessarily mean that in the future we won't show love for our other outvoted items. So I'm looking at you, edgelords, and all of the goths in chat who want more edgy stuff. Me too. We can also kind of breeze through this a little bit, but we had a lot of pet-loving Militians who loved dragons, most of all, very surprisingly to me. Purlings and corgis.
Of course, when I was thinking the dragons, I'm like, players still like our thunder, ice, and fire dragons?
I was so surprised by this metric. It was a huge shock, but very interesting to know.
And then I remembered fairy dragons exist.
That too. Bone dragon, I'm looking, looking respectfully. We talked a lot about customization for Militians as well. And yes, this was another very hard-hitting section. So, goes without saying, hairstyles are always a popular choice when it comes to appearance customization. I fear for the future. I fear for our workload, Elebon, but such is life, and we will deliver.
The workload for this month was absurd.
Us crying aside, we'll have more in the future. A lot of these sections in between are quite cute and nitty-gritty, but there were some specifics regarding inventory and gear. Scrolling on down, one of the more, important sections to us was a lot of the feedback that was directly provided regarding, where we can improve. So we went through and we gathered some of the top voted topics that could use a little bit of love, including game stability and performance. This is something that will always be a little bit of an uphill battle for us, but something that the Mobby team is consistently working towards. So thank you everybody for your feedback regarding this.
Absolutely, and I hope that, the changes we've made since May show that we have been taking your feedback the best we can and improving where we can shore up our weaknesses.
Oh yeah, all of our channels. I know that the channel inclusion is something that was quite surprising when it happened, but now that I look back at it, I don't even think about it, and I'm very happy we've done it. We also had a lot of feedback regarding pricing and item rates regarding the cash shop.
Oh, yep.
As we talked about a little bit briefly last week and a little bit today, when it comes to the monetization model, there will be improvements made and adjustments. So we're looking on, overall kind of working towards a lot of these points when possible, but more details to come. Last but not least, another main topic was better access to crafting materials and gear variety. I'm also hoping that now with New Rise, a lot of this can kind of be spread out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that is another, indirect relation to these concerns that our Militians have had. But all in all, thank you everybody for submitting your feedback, for providing all of your, all of your notes, all of your thoughts, all of your love and everything in between when it came to this survey and to the world of Aaron.
Absolutely.
Ooh, sorry, that was really long-winded of me. I said I would be quick and then I wasn't.
All right. Well, we have gone on for 3 hours. I think it's time we start wrapping up the giveaway at the very least.
Mm-hmm. So we have how many? Oh, I see.
How about you call out the numbers this time?
Sure. So on Twitch for our MooBot winners, we will have the first 25 winners eligible for the Royal Primaria Academy boxes, and another 10 winners afterwards for 3 Dunbarton Dweller doll bag boxes. That is so hard to say like 5 times fast. So we'll start with 25 and then we'll do the extra 10 for doll bags.
Alrighty.
And on YouTube's end, we'll do something very similar. We'll have 10 winners for the Royal Primaria Academy box, and an additional 5 winners for Dunbarton doll bag boxes.
All right, you got like 5 more seconds to closing it now. Alrighty, the giveaway has been closed on Twitch and YouTube, so stop spamming the chat. All right.
Thank you, everybody, for typing in your keyword, and best of luck.
How many for Twitch again? Better just to call out for the players?
We'll start with 25 for Twitch. Every hiccup. Each of the 25 winners will receive 11 Royal Primaria Academy boxes. So feel free to start ripping for the first 25. For Royal Primaria Academy boxes on YouTube, I'll start pulling for the first 10 winners. Oh, this is my favorite part of the stream. If your name is shown in YouTube chat, please feel free to send a snip of your account or of the winning message and send it to me on Discord. My name is CM Arciellia, at the top of the Discord for Mabinogi. Here, let me also write these down too.
Alright. I've had to double count because I was like, wait a minute, did I draw 25? And we now have the 25 for Twitch. We have Leduc. I don't know how to pronounce that name. By Sant Sivaz, Clusterheart, Bearded Blend. Actually, why am I looking over there? It's Crystal again. Shuidola, Asioru Mimi, Nico Mata, Yansushi, Kevin Sao Itzatax, Bloodlust 50, Zakins, Owlski, Candy Corn Cat, Fairy Bay, Lumi Miris. I know I'm butchering these, I apologize. We also have Baby Faded 123, Kiss My Bones, It's Junos, Zolvik, The Infumum, Dictator Potato, La Shilady, Liddy 3000, and Black Cipher 1. Congrats to 25 winners of those. You have won the 11 Royal... What do we call them again?
Elebon. Someday he'll learn.
My mind is just... It's been a long stream. I apologize. It is you've won 11 Royal Primaria Academy boxes. And I probably butchered that name too. Now let's draw 10 more for the Dunbarton doll bags. So, give me a second, still drawing. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have our 10 winners for the Dunbarton doll bags. Those 10 winners are Udan-san, Rufuerte, Robo Kayano, GMZ, Schmeggies, Richter Kuhn, Ija, Mandy Sack, Kiru Dinku, His Sky, and that's our 10.
Congratulations, Twitch winners!
Oh,
Lord. I've pulled my first 10 YouTube winners. So from my list, your name has already been called in chat by our Nightbot, but to read it out loud, my first 10 winners for the Royal Primaria boxes, 11 each, will be Eric, all caps, Ryutsu, Bee Stinger, Levitisk, Aki Deer, Wizheart, Cold Light Wolf, Borevestina, Twee, and Kerobio. Congratulations to the first 10. I have to pull the next 5 for the Dunbarton Dwellers. So if you see your name in chat, congratulations. DH New. I have Rotten. Dansho Kyo. Vashi 434. And the 5th and final winner will be Superlicious Lunamaniac. What a name. Congratulations to all of our YouTube winners.
Congrats.
If you've won on YouTube, I mentioned it in chat, please take a snip either of your winning message or of your account profile on YouTube so that I can verify you. And please provide me with your Mobby IGN.
Yes.
You could send them to us on Discord. We are the community managers at the top of the Mobby Discord list, so feel free to pop in.
And just say hi even.
Yeah, if you're not part of our Discord, what's going on?
With that, I think it's time we start wrapping down and raid someone.
Yeah, to culminate, that's the word. To culminate our 3-hour live stream. Thank you everybody for joining us for this doozy. If you don't hear from me for the next couple of days, just know that I am hibernating.
Just for a reminder, all of our web posts will be released on Thursday, not our standard time of tonight and Wednesday, but Thursday during maintenance, the latter half of maintenance, because we still need a few more time, a little bit longer to finish getting those done. But do you happen to see any good raiders that we should try?
Oh, let me look. I wasn't looking on Twitch.
I have a few options, but let's see if you happen to have any good ones first.
Please bear with me. And also, if there are any recommendations in chat, let us know. We love finding new Mobby content creators every day.
Now, we did raid Laura Nogi a few months ago, so we wanted to let other folks have a chance.
Let's see. Oh man, there are so many. I also see CMs you should raid. Insert name here. Honestly, we could.
Yeah. Take it away then.
All right. It looks like we will be heading out and we will be raiding Diluminati. Thank you everybody for watching our new Rise stream. Please give Diluminati, and I believe they're also content streaming with Licorice. Please give them lots of love and look forward to this Thursday. Lots of new updates coming.
And with that,
I'm starting the raid.
Alrighty, let us know and we will begin heading out. Thank you all for tuning in for this massive live stream. We hope that we've answered the majority of your questions, and if not, well, you'll find them out in game as well.
As a catch-all, yes. Feel free to always ask us questions in Discord.
But let's go ahead and fire off that raid, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.